they're playing this music right here.
EDM festival, man.
Yeah, I'm like,
I feel like you might build up.
I feel like I'm in some like a big set of change in a deep cave.
We need a remix for the beat drops.
Here comes the beat.
Here we go. All right, so
Yeah, there we go. The girls take off your clothes.
yeah, now, see, like now, let me, now. That's right. I can double Dutch in on that with some high energy. I'd be like, hey, guess what? It's Bubba Tuesday, last day of April. So just like your local used car dealer, we're trying to get some units out, Lummy. Sell the Scotch Guard and the front end alignment if you can, okay?
Here's the Venmo.
Okay, no problem. Venmo, PayPal, both at the Bubba Army. But there's another way you can contribute to the show today financially, and that is if you would like to buy, which I think is listed right now at Bubba Army Store, Bubba Army Shop, and/or BubbaArmyMerch.com. Let me the new Operation Pigmentation shirts are available.
I like the logo.
Representing our hottest new podcast franchise in our little podcast world. We have our own little podcast world where almost everything on these various podcasts that you find are not available anywhere else except Bubba Army HQ. That's it. So yeah, we got this. So wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, doesn't matter. iHeart. Just type in the Bubba Army. It'll come up. It'll fill Bubba Army Podcast. We got like 1,100 episodes, and most of the stuff from the last 30 days is exclusive, where you can't find it anywhere else. And it's going to be like that. We're going to have, and this happens to be a franchise that Seth Kushner, or a show that Seth Kushner thought of and engineers. And it's two African-American barbers from the south side of St. Pete that come in. And, you got, one white Jew and two cool black guys talking whatever one white Jew and two cool black guys at a barbershop would talk about.
I don't even know until like 30 minutes before they come in.
They don't even know.
No. Well, sometimes they go like, hey, I want to talk about hoes this week or something. I'm like, all right, I got that down.
Hey, I want to talk about hoes this week.
Yeah.
Do you have a rotation where like 2 of the 3 come in? Because there's 3 guys that work there, right?
Yeah, but the one guy, it's pretty much just Rio and Craig.
Okay.
Because the Lance has to hold the fort down. Mm-hmm. Craig ain't shutting down for Craig's going to be open during these hours if I know Craig.
Yeah, someone's got to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Craig ain't shutting the shop down. Be a Cat 4. It has to be a Cat 4 and above hurricane for Craig to shut it down. Right?
Of course.
So I was talking to by the way, the last day of the month, let's sell some T-shirts today. Let me go to BubbaArmyStore.com and get your very own. Seth, you got yours on?
No, I didn't get to.
What do you mean you didn't get to put?
I didn't get to change. We were talking. I didn't get to go run out and change before the show started.
Well, maybe next break.
I mean, or can I run out and now?
No.
Okay.
That's my time, bitch.
Okay, so I understand.
You get 5 minutes and 20 seconds of your own time every 30 or so minutes.
Thank you, sir.
Jesus. My God.
God bless that 520.
You just think, that's pretty good work conditions. You get a 5-minute break for every 25 minutes you work.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes an hour. That's awesome. 40 minutes for a shift.
Yeah. Well, but how much would that be percentage-wise if you get
About 15%.
If you get 10 minutes off in an hour?
Right. That's 10 out of 60.
Which is what?
About 15%.
There you go. Now, and you got to think though, most jobs that are like 8-hour jobs, they get like what, a 15-minute break at 10, like a 15-minute break at 2, and then is it a half an hour or an hour lunch?
Usually like a half.
Right.
No one gets an hour.
Yeah. So, whatever. I think we're pretty lenient here. Plus, everybody's out. Let's just be honest. Well, Seth, he's been working late with all these podcasts and stuff. But for the most part, we can get out of here by noon, mostly. Sometimes. I'm probably the one that gets out of here the quickest because I almost run out of this place like it's a burning building.
Well, on those days, you don't have to do stuff afterwards. I don't get it. I don't blame you.
I'm like, oh, God. I bet you some people maybe in radio would be like, hey, it's my building, and I go back to engineering, and I see what they're doing, and then I get on one of the hard drives and start working on some stuff. And then
who does that, Bubba? Afternoon drive guys.
Well, no.
Because they got the time. You know what I mean? The morning guys and late guys aren't sticking around.
Well, here's the deal. Most people don't own their material if they're in regular radio, so they're not cutting up nothing.
Well, when you're doing 2 talk breaks an hour, you got a lot of free time.
Yeah, you can really, you can make all kinds of fancy videos of your show. But I don't know, man. If you were doing music radio and commercial radio today, I don't know that you would be able to videotape. I mean, all you doing is videotape yourself talking over, like saying a station promotion and talking up the next record.
I mean, it's
like what kind of video is that?
Well, and then you put it on YouTube and you get hit with a copyright strike because you don't have a license to play the music.
Right.
I mean, some of the top 40 people, though, they're the best at social media because that's essentially their main job. So that's what they're doing all day.
So while they're in the studio, they're doing social media?
Whatever they say on the air is probably the 12th most important thing they're doing in the studio.
There's a morning guy around here. I saw him live on Instagram the other day doing one of his trivia segments.
What kind of trivia?
Yeah, the $1,000 minute. If you answer 10 trivia questions correctly within the minute, you get basically $100 for each correct answer.
Wait, is that Scotty the Body?
Yeah.
Poor Scotty.
Who is Scotty?
It's 94.9. He used to be with Miguel and Holly when they were here, their producer, and then he was with Danielle. I birthed her in radio, and then she quit, and I gave him the morning show.
So is he heard on a terrestrial station at all?
Yeah, he's over at Cox. He's doing mornings on Magic.
Magic 94.9.
Right,
He used to be doing mornings on the pop station, but they format flipped.
So they put a morning on Magic, and that's honest to God, that has to be something like this. I'm just saying. I think I'm a pretty good radio guy. I can emulate. I did records back in the day. I was just as good at that as I am here. As a talk show host. I mean, when you're good, Lummy. I mean, I started out as hitting the post, playing the vagina capers and making fun of kids, to now, long form men skewing radio. Please, franchise for I don't know how many years. But I got to think that Scotty the Body would be like, it's 94.9, Scotty the Body with you.
It's way too masculine for Scotty the Body.
Scotty,
Oh, really?
Scotty,
Oh, yeah.
it's Scotty the Body with you, and it's on. You're listening to 94.9. Warm. Is it warm now, or what is it?
No, it's still Magic.
Magic 94.9. It's Scotty the Body with you, and just the darndest thing happened to me yesterday. I was at the mall, and I saw this girl at the Louis Vuitton shop, and she said, "Oh my God, I listen to Magic every morning when I take my kids to school." So Rhonda there at the Louis Vuitton shop and International Mall. This one's for you. Whatever.
This one's for you.
The new Taylor Swift. Don't forget, I got Trump Scotty the Body, $1,000 corporate contest that you have absolutely no chance to win coming up. That's what these big,
Isn't that what you'd have to do though if you got back into radio? I mean, you'd have to do all that corporate junk.
No. No, we're in corporate radio, and now this is a show that you're getting, buddy. This is the show, the cynical show you're getting. You're not going to get, hey, it's Bubba Clem with the boys here today on Eagle 107.3. Just for us to be back on regular radio. First of all, radio stations know I don't even roll that way. Like, they're not even going to ask me to do that.
Oh, they will if you want to get back in the game.
No.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show live from Universal Orlando. Here's some Steely Dan.
Yeah. We're gonna get a live report from Lummy, who's inside somewhere in the park.
Who's on the newest Minion coaster.
Hey guys, it's Lummy here on the Minion ride.
Hey, how's Lummy? I heard. Oh my gosh!
I went on the Minion ride twice already, Bubba. It's awesome.
How's the line over there, buddy?
It's actually really short right now, so you want to get here quick, please.
Hey, I heard Seth's having an anxiety attack in one of the bathrooms.
He's in the bathroom right now throwing up, Bubba.
Yeah, it's a small world. There's too much for him.
It's a small world. Made Seth throw up, so we don't know if he'll be part of the podcast here at Magic 94.9.
I'm getting him some Pepto right now, Bubba.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's great.
You started freaking out when they were singing it in different languages.
Like, I'm just saying, man. You guys in regular radio.
Dude, those trips are great.
Poor little bitches. I feel so sorry for you.
Those trips are great that we would get to go to Universal overnight and all that. I just wish I had a daughter back then. Whenever we would go, I would just leave. I would just go the same day and come home. I didn't stay in the hotel, but
I used to stay in a hotel, all right.
Got after it.
Oh yeah,
They used to decorate the radio studios, didn't they?
I would call Rachel, my buddy up at Rachel's, and say, "Hey, what kind of chicks you got over there?" And that's the kind of party I was having with some Rachel chicks.
Well, you're a real alpha.
Thank you, appreciate that. Bubba Army
Alpha
is coming soon. That's the Operation Pigmentation. That's our newest product on BubbaArmyMerch.com. You might want to go buy one. Listen, man, let me Google just a Lightning or like a Rays or a Buccaneers, just straight T-shirt, like not jersey, not just a straight T-shirt.
Well, I'm sure the Lightning
Rays-
shirts are going for cheap now.
Lightning were $20 $728, and the Rays shirts are $35.
Yeah, well, Operation Pigmentation shirts are economically priced and very fair for that working man. $19.99, my friend.
Wow.
I'm trying to gouge the hell out of you like these people are. I'll make a few little bucks. That's it.
We care about the average American.
Yeah, you know what? Your NHL team doesn't care about you. They're going to gouge you for 12. I'm only going to gouge you for 3. That's it, buddy. I mean, it's just how it works. I don't have the volume, Lummy, to gouge. You got to, take that small volume of people and rub their bellies and give them a value.
Exactly.
What's the last merch thing that you ordered that fell flat?
Honest to God, I don't even want to say it because people are going to think that we're always piling on, Anna. So, I don't want to even want to say.
Cube shirts that we're going to be selling at the flea market next weekend?
That we're going to be giving away as part of this prize wheel.
She had a shirt?
Yeah, she had a shirt.
How many did you sell?
We didn't even sell through our first order. We didn't even sell our initial order. Like for instance, Lummy's Lummy investigation shirts. I think we had either 2 or 3 reorders. So we always order the same amount for the first run, and she hasn't even sold out of that. Lummy sold through 3 of those. The Air Bubba, like the Bubba Army. We always keep the standard Bubba Army shirt, and I think Lummy, we're gonna keep stocking the Air Bubba shirt as well.
I was gonna ask about that actually. Those are pretty popular.
Yeah, a lot of people like them.
So
those are my favorite shirts.
We're gonna probably keep those. We got some 3/4 zips on there. We got some new polyester sweatshirts in there. We got some some glass. The glasses are coming. The knick-knack glasses.
Nice.
They're not quality glasses.
They're the cheap ones.
They're cheap sunglasses. And so, but they're ones that you could potentially win when you spin the prize cube, or you could buy them for $3.99. They're nothing. They're just they're promotional giveaways. But somebody might want a set of.
Do they say Bubba?
Yeah, it says Bubba Army on the side of them, and they're like some traditional old school,
Wayfarers.
Wayfarers, yeah.
Okay, perfect for summer.
If you took to a ball game, Lummy, and you stepped on them on the way out, you wouldn't, be flipped out.
Nope.
Dan's $700 Versace's, you'd be really flipped out on.
Yeah.
Dan, do you wear expensive sunglasses?
I don't wear $700 sunglasses, but I wear nice ones. I wear Ray-Bans and Revos.
All right, so what's the
2 to 3.
I used to be a $200 or $300 sunglasses guy. Now, you know what? I'm going to get a wad full of them $3.99 Willies and just wear the hell out of them.
I wear a variety of sunglasses, and it depends on what I'm doing. Like if I'm biking, it's not the same kind of sunglasses I'm wearing when I'm sitting by the pool. It's getting dark.
This guy's so rich that he has a user specific sunglass.
Oh yeah.
Oh, listen, I'm going to be on my bike today, so I need to take these $475 sports sunglasses. Oh, you know what? I'm going to lay by the pool today, so I'm only going to need the $3.99 Ray-Ban Willies. That's what I'll wear. Yes.
But I like standard Ray-Bans.
I'm driving today. I need the special polarization driving sunglasses. They're $750.
Actually, polarization sucks for driving because when you tilt your head, you can't see your dash.
All right. Well, I'm just saying. That? Is there any one of us else that have that issue? No. Right. Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're all just, everybody's putting an order in right now, Lummy, for the, the Bubba Army $3.99s.
That's right.
I think.
Yeah, same as mine, $3.99.
Yeah,
$3 in that.
Yeah, Dan, you idiot. Absolutely. All right, so I'm just now getting us. Getting us all on, getting all of my various I finally have us all. I have Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch. I think that's all of them, isn't it? Visually.
Yes.
Okay. So, but I within way before 15 minutes into the show, I usually have all these already pulled up, ready to go. I don't know why I'm running so late today. I don't understand why. I know what it is. I got dog peed on today.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Come on. What's your dog or was it Rhett's dog?
Rhett's dog, who's just run. Did I not say a few days ago, Seth, that he's got his dog so spoiled that the dog runs the show like that?
Well, you did, but we didn't get. I don't think we talked about it on the air, and because you talked about the dog running the show, you set up a rat trap for her.
Well, no, I did not, and Rhett knows.
Oh no,
Rhett knows.
Yeah, Lummy.
No, Rhett, no, yeah. Rhett, you do know that I didn't put that trap down low.
I know you didn't.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter who did. It's okay either way.
No, but like, there's no way I'm going to take a rap. I'll go back and look at the blink cameras.
I'm not blaming you.
Yeah, because
who are you blaming?
Merch Crick.
Nobody.
No, Merch Crick. And Merch Crick will tell you she was cleaning the counters in the kitchen, and I have one little super peanut butter little rat trap. Really kind of hidden on the counter. Because listen, I can't tell you, Lummy. I mean, we live in we're in a warehouse here.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, it's
a metal building.
It's a metal building. So sometimes rats sneak in. We got to deal with rats. I mean, Dan has a real professional office, and he doesn't have to worry about rats. Well, when you live in a warehouse, you got to worry about rats a little bit. So, you know, Lummy, sometimes we get rats in here. And so we have these traps that like literally go inside this trap in there because peanut butter is their favorite. And they go in there and these jaws of life come snapping down and it just...
Oh, it's not like just a trap like a valve? Like it kills them? It snaps them?
It practically guillotines them.
Right.
Like these, like, Lummy, you know what I want to do? I mean, this would be pretty mean.
Well, I mean, every trap that we use right here is
what I'm saying, we have mean traps, but I'm just saying, like, as a bit, have you maybe color your hand like a little rat, and then and then you go, and you like act, and you like you go all around the trap going, and then you walk into the trap and it goes down on your hand. That would be good. You don't think that'd be pretty? What do you think?
Are we gonna have to call Halpern afterwards to reattach his finger?
I was gonna have to like maybe hold on. I was gonna maybe have to like maybe engineer it where, Lummy, we with Dr. Dan's help is we take one of these traps, right, and we put like 2 gloves on you. You know, like 2. You know what I'm saying? Like
a condom on your finger.
No, not a condom. God, you're so stupid sometimes.
But like just like that thin? Think about it. It's not
that thick. That thick. You start out thick and then you decrease from there. Does it make sense?
Yes.
You don't go with the hard. You start out thick.
Right.
So let me I get a work glove, okay?
Yeah.
And we have you go in there with a work glove. And you're like, okay, let's get a cloth glove now. And then we get a cloth glove, like some gardening cloth gloves, and we see if you can handle that. And you're like, okay, then Dan, makes his medical decision. Okay, I think if you take the cloth away, it'll really, really, really hurt his hand. Put some bruising on it and stuff, but it won't break it. Like, and then Lummy, because Lummy, you have to, if there's one of us here that had to have the rat hand, listen, you're the first one at the top of the list for the rat hand. I couldn't Seth would be so scared. He'd be like, I'm scared. I don't want to go into the peanut butter. I'm not going to do it. I'm having anxiety. I'm not going to do it. I'm sweating. I'm going to pee my pants.
Seth Tyson.
And then Dan would be like, yo, man, I can't do it. My hands is what makes my money.
Exactly. I ain't doing it.
I ain't doing it, man. If I would, my hands these are $7 million a year hands, bitch. About to get mines. And then Rat just is like, I don't know. If I get high enough, I would probably do it. And then Macho Man
I need these hands. I got to hold my dog.
And then Macho Man would be like, oh, yeah, I'll do it. I'll break that goddamn, that trap will hit my hand and rebound off the muscles. Oh, yeah.
He's got muscles in his fingers.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna tense up my muscles on my hand, and that rat trap's gonna hit my hand and bounce back. Yeah, dig it.
I'm surprised we're joking so much about the rat trap, considered Scout got stuck in there.
Well, hold
broke the leg.
So hold on.
Really?
So Lummy, you're the one. You're the one. Of course, I can't do it. I'm the boss around here. Boss doesn't have to do bad stuff.
No, you don't lead the charge.
Right. So then, Lummy, you make the most sense for rat hand.
Oh, thanks.
Do. Oh, I'm a little rat and I smell some peanut butter. Do. Bam! Oh my God, my head feels like it's chopped off.
Bubba would be giving us Zoinksville Z100 right now if we were trying to talk about rat
we came up with
hands.
this idea. Bubba gets peed on by the dog, and next thing I know, I'm putting a hand in a rat trap.
So how are you able to release the dog from the rat trap?
Well, here's what happened. So Merch, we have these rat traps, and they're quite violent. Like they're badass. Like Dan, they have a 100% kill rate.
Really?
Like if the rat Sometimes I've seen a rat. He almost got out, but it got like it cut him off from like the eyeball, like his front snout got cut off.
Oh God!
And that killed him. Like that killed,
Right. You cut your face off, it's bad.
Right.
Right.
I don't know if there's a lot of survivors of getting your. If somebody would come and just cut you right at the bridge of your nose and go all the way, take your mouth, and then come out through your I don't know.
Like a chimpanzee attack.
Yeah.
It's lethal.
Yeah, like you're digging out some guacamole. Like if a guy just dug out your face like guacamole, and the only thing that was left was eyebrows and chin.
Right.
I don't know if you can live.
That's tough.
I don't think you can.
If you're a rat, you won't.
So, Merch Cricks, we have a few of the yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have some rats here and there. We're not trying to be all fancy. We can't help it.
What other radio show do you know with rat traps all over the building on the floor?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, please. We make the best we can. We got a warehouse, my friend. So, Merch Crick, we have about 6 of these traps, and I think we've pretty much eradicated. We found out a couple places where they were coming in at. Big Red sealed them all up, and we, for the most part, I don't think we've got most of them, but I think maybe there's one left.
Almost all critter problems like that, Bubba, are because of like defects or holes in the building.
Yes, I know.
Almost every time when people have a problem with a rat or something like that, or raccoons, it's they got a breach.
They got exactly. This big ass warehouse, we got all kinds of breaches. Please.
Yeah, we had a chick hit the side of the building one time.
Yeah, we had drunk Nash's girlfriend hit the building, and he'll never. And you know what? He never addresses it to me. Like I love him to death. I know he wires everything up for free around here, but he never says to me, "Hey, Bub, I don't think I'm going to be able to get that fixed just because it's such an old. This building was built in 1978." They don't make that kind of tin anymore. And I've asked several of my guys that are metal makers, and they're like, they just don't think they could get it right. Here's the deal. I don't need it perfect, but I need it better than what it is. Even if he was to take it and unscrew it and go ahead and smash it out with a hammer and then put it back, right?
Yeah.
Even that would be better.
Oh, using the same piece, but just like flattening the piece?
Yeah. Yeah. Like just take it. Since you can't emulate that piece, which I would think you'd just buy a piece of tin, slap on there, and try to find some gray paint. But whatever. Even if you just
is it tin?
It's
is
tin.
it aluminum? Is it tin? Is it steel? What is it?
Probably tin.
Yeah, it's probably tin.
We live in a tin. We live in a tin house.
A tin roof. It's a house. Yeah, it's not steel.
But Nash doesn't even tell me that. Hey, Bubs, I'm gonna be taking that little piece of molding off that my drunk ass girlfriend floored the car and smashed your building with, and then she left. I don't know what they were doing here to begin with. So anyway, Lummy, he never has that conversation with me. No. Like, I want to know where we stand. Like, is this all I'm getting? Like, you just stacked up 3 race car tires next to it. Hopefully, looking at it like it was almost a building bumper, but really behind it is, a smashed piece of the building. Are you going to fix it?
Put a sticker on your bike to hide the scratch?
Yeah, is this the best it's getting? And if it is, if this is the best it's getting, then so be it. I'll take it, okay? I just like to have that. I want Nash to have that conversation with me, to let me know. He'll get all red, and he gets. If you ask especially Justin, like if you put Justin on the spot or something, like he gets real flustered. You ever notice that, Lummy?
Yes.
Like he gets really. If you throw him a curveball of any type in life, because he rolls around high most of the time, that Lummy, like he can't comprehend it.
Yeah, he gets all worked up.
Right.
He's looking for that next twisted T or joint.
Yeah, exactly. If what you're talking to Justin Nash isn't about joints or twisted T's, then you probably might not have a very good conversation. But
Does the Nashes get high?
Oh, please!
I didn't even know.
Really?
I thought they were just.
They get so high.
No.
They get so high that they'll be spending the night at my racetrack in their little pop-up Willie at the very, very back part of my property during the February Nationals, and they'll be like on acid or mushrooms or something, and it'll be like 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and the sun's just starting to come over the horizon, and they'll be laying in the field, looking at the sun, thinking monsters are coming.
That's awesome.
Well, that's not a weed thing, right?
Those are just great days.
So I remember one day last year, I go back. I usually, me and the honky tonk, we'd start our track prep early, like right at sunrise.
Oh wow!
And And so as he was grading the track, I had a little bit of downtime. I'm like, I'm gonna go out to Nashville. It was about 6:45, 7 o'clock, just as the sun was rising, and honky tonk, David Markham's on the grader, and I don't have anything to do at the time, so I run back to Nashville, and there are both Nashes in a lawn chair, looking due east, just looking over the horizon due east, and you can just start to see the sun kind of just peeking up. It's just starting to rise. And they're like both like grabbing onto their lawn chairs. And I'm like, what's going on? You're like, oh man, the sun's rising. I can see monsters, man. Oh wow, man. Looks like the sun's melting into my face right now, man. So I'm like, did you guys even go to bed last night? No, we were riding go-karts in your go-kart track, and Nash fell and hit a rock, and his head's wide open. But we put some paper towels on it so that he could be on acid and watch the sunrise right now. He doesn't even know he's got a big gash in his head right now. And you'd look at him, and he had like this makeshift paper towel bandage because he'd fell the night before on his mini bikes. Because they're like,
these are true stories. They're based on truth.
No, these are true stories. Yeah, and he's sitting there on a lawn chair watching the sun,
bleeding out,
and he's with like literally a brawny paper towel, and like literally on a gash that probably would require 3 or 4 stitches, but they got it jerry-rigged together some way, shape, or form, and it's starting to coagulate, and he's on watching the sun come up, swearing to God that the sun's melting into his face. Those are my Nashes right there.
Yeah, Rhett's partied up in Nashville for a little bit before.
Rhett, did you have an all-nighter with him, or did you guys wrap it?
Once or twice.
Yeah, all-nighters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not till the crack of dawn.
Just saying, man.
But just about.
Like Seth, I could never even. I'm such a pussy. I could never party that hard.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to, for me at least.
Well, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
When you treat it like an endurance race, you're going to run much better.
Right. I like to run hot. Be at a party for a few hours, cause all kinds of havoc, and then leave and take a bunch of pills and pass out.
Go hard in the paint for like an hour or two. Go home, go to bed.
I don't need to be out there at 4:30 in the morning riding mini bikes, doing all that. I don't need. Listen, I mean that ship has sailed for me. Okay.
I feel like it's a different kind of partying when you've got that real estate. When you've got mini bikes, golf carts, and whatever the hell with a racetrack right there.
Well, I mean, if I was a degenerate, I could be getting just totally messed up, and I could go onto the track. Like I could be racing things on the track if I wanted to.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I mean, think about. Bubba's drunk and high and on acid, and he's driving his 4-wheeler, and he could flip at any moment like he did in the water truck in the track. Then you just look and you see the obituary. Track owner dies. Of flipping his 4-wheeler, toxology reports come, and it's like
everything.
It's everything.
It's
everything.
like the
everything known to man. That's why I'm afraid to die.
It's like the guy who made the Segway killing himself by driving a Segway off of a cliff. Did you know that happened?
No.
Yeah, that's how that guy died.
For real?
Yeah.
The guy who invented the Segway died because he had one too close to the cliff and couldn't get it to, It's all about body language. And as you get closer to the cliff, maybe you start leaning in. Really, you should start leaning back, putting the brakes on. And he just winged it right up like
what about jumping off the damn thing?
I don't know.
Let that go over.
He was making a way for a dog walker and just went right off the cliff.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
This is a
horrible
horrible
the side
way.
of the cliff?
Yeah.
Really?
Side is tangential.
Really?
Yeah.
Man,
You do a coyote go right off the edge.
Off the cliff's
got
gotta be-
He just slipped off the side.
The cliff's got to be
off.
one of the worst ways to
Oh
die.
man, off the cliff has got to be the worst. Now
You just get pummeled.
Jumping from the bridge, you don't have a lot of things hitting you on the way down. Like
Right.
you just got, you're just thinking that you're a high diver.
Just one and done.
Yeah, chances are you're going to go in feet first and break. I mean, like that. Literally, if you hit the water from 200 feet, they say it's like hitting concrete.
Right.
And only people that know how to make their bodies can you imagine the resistance on my body? It just tear me right apart.
But you're hydrodynamic.
Oh yeah, whatever. I could put my arms out, maybe slow me down 50 miles an hour. So my shirt might act as a parachute. But Bubba Clem, unscathed, because his 3X shirt, he took his little T-Rex arms and made it into a parachute, and he landed quite nicely.
Hydrodynamic.
So just think about, but when you cliff it, you fall off the side of the cliff, and then you hit every rock and formation, and you
get Rodney King on the way down. It's tough.
You completely get Rodney King with a cheese grater effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just you cheese grade yourself all the way down to the mountain, and hopefully you hit the water. But a lot of people are just
wash off all the dirt so that you can look good in the casket.
No, yeah, what does that do, Dan? Is it just completely just
it pummels you? It's like you got beat or stoned, and so as you're falling down, every 10 or 15 feet you hit another rock. It breaks a leg. It gives you a concussion. It splits your face open, and then and also, like you said, you're getting dragged because you're skimming off the rocks and bouncing off of them. So at the bottom of the
worst way to go.
Yeah, at the bottom of the ravine, you're scratched, you're broken, you're bruised, you're cut, and you're dead.
Lummy, you know what? Hold on.
He put that kicker in there at the end that you're not going to make it.
But here's the deal. We often struggle about how we're supposed to put, people that need to be executed by the state. Obviously old Sparky, when we electrocute them, that's been deemed inhumane, and now they're even saying lethal injection is inhumane, not humane.
Is nonsensical.
And then they're saying that, and then the companies that make the drugs that put you to dead, they don't want to sell the penitentiaries the drugs because they don't want it on their dime that this guy died, and it's an absolutely big bureaucratic bunch of nonsense. But just think if you said, "Hey, listen, buddy, tomorrow you're sentenced to death, and we're throwing you off a cliff." We're going up to a 200 foot, 300 foot cliff. And we're just gonna throw you off. We're just gonna have you point, looking out over the cliff, and some guy just kicks you in the butt.
Well, that's what they do in the Middle East sometimes, and we have this crazy thing called the Eighth Amendment that prevents us from getting tossed off of cliffs.
Oh, cliffing, and I'd watch that on a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Man, you want to come over this Saturday? I'm watching cliffing.
Let's go.
We're putting 3 people to death.
I'll bring some beer
via cliff.
Oh yeah.
What's the main event?
I don't know.
A beheading with
the lion pit.
Oh, the lion pit.
Oh, the
exactly.
lion pit would be the greatest. I had a story though that I didn't get to 2 weeks ago. Maybe I can find it. But a guy died by suicide by snake.
Whoa.
And he put himself in a small room with 10 cobras. He put himself in a bathroom with 10 cobras, and they all just, what are they going to do? They all just biting the hell out of him.
Well, that guy really hated guns, didn't he?
I'm just saying. Yeah,
Jeez.
man, at that point, man, the gun's your best friend.
You're better off just stabbing yourself to death.
That's got to be bad. I don't think that first stabbing kills you, does it, Dan?
No, never.
No, but what about the first snake bite? It takes a while before the venom gets in you,
I know,
right?
but on the 30th snake bite, you got so much venom in and you're dead.
I imagine that guy at some point felt like that kid that lit himself on fire. Maybe this wasn't a great idea.
Yeah, death by snake bite. Lummy, we need to put that in there.
There we go.
Okay, we got the lion pit, we got the cliff, and then death by snake pit.
The Romans.
And
used
you know
to
what?
take...
You give the prisoner, he has he spins the prize wheel.
Oh, why not?
Right?
Yeah.
He gets up there and spins it, and then on one little sliver, on the smallest sliver at all.
You go free?
Get free. Go free.
Oh, you got to give that option.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
100.
Yeah.
Right.
The guy just literally runs out of the building. You know what I'm saying?
Bubba, I'm sure, I don't know anywhere close to the United States, but I'm sure there's a nation where you can actually run this TV show and make it work.
Right.
It's called The Running Man.
And then if I go, to the nation, they're really poor and be like, look, we'll go in 50-50 on the pay-per-view money, and now I'm basically funding Haiti ain't making a lot of money right now. If I could base it out of Haiti, and tell that dude, hey, listen, I'll give you half the money, but I need my television towers and my servers and all that I need my servers and all that, based in actually physically in Haiti. Right?
Right. I'm sure they'll work for $2 an hour there.
Right. And you know what? After every event we have, we'll give you $1. $500.
The new show, Sweeping Haiti. We're gonna watch you die.
Yeah.
Just me. So let me. So far, it's cliffing.
Yep.
Tiger pitting, and death by snake.
The Romans, when they had these things called Vestal virgins, and if they were supposed to stay virgins, and if they weren't, and they caught them, they would do a very specific way of killing them. And they put them in a bag with a bunch of like animals and throw them in the water, and the animals would freak out and rip you apart.
Oh, so they put you in the river like with a
sack
or three,
of like a half a dozen or a dozen like animals that were just going to just chew you apart,
like raccoons and baboons and
rats and stuff like that, and they just freaked out on you.
And so they start just freaking out on you. Oh, no, let me. We gotta put what's that called? Death by river bagging.
Yeah, river bag.
Let's call it river bagging. Lummy.
Death by river bagging.
Yeah. So that, that's what you got. And so far,
how would you want to be killed, Bubba?
With a bullet to the head.
One quickie.
Well, hold on.
They do your chest.
You're a doctor.
They do your chest.
What kills you faster? Your heart exploding or your brain exploding?
Your heart.
Really?
Your brain will get knocked out, but it doesn't kill you right away. And a lot of people survive head injuries from a gunshot.
Not when you got 6 of them in your head.
Well, I don't know. You got 40 people shooting at you?
Yeah, you have death by firing squad.
Yeah, but there's 3 and one guy's got a bullet.
No, it's 2
guys have a bullet.
It's usually 7.
7?
It's usually...
Really?
Watch me drop the mic on the dock.
I'd love to see
Watch
this one.
me drop the mic
3.
on the dock. No, it's like 6... and one has a blank. So like there's like did Lightning get beat last night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Horrible game.
So anyway, that means they're out.
Yes.
So but I mean, Dan, I think it's 6 or 7 shooters, and only one of them has a dummy bullet. So you're gonna get 5 or 6 holes in you.
That makes sense.
Hey,
I want to be lethally injected if I'm
Hey
executed.
Alexa, what is death by firing squad? How many shooters are there?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, 5 shooters are in a firing squad. However, only 4 rifles have live rounds. 1 rifle is loaded with blanks.
Live rounds.
Each rifle contains 2 bullets.
And that's so the guy shooting doesn't know if he was the one that killed him or not?
The guy shooting always can tell people, hey, listen, I had the blank. Right?
You know if you have the blank.
No, you just tell him. You tell him.
But you would know.
I think you would know.
It doesn't have the same amount of recoil.
Anyway, but like Seth, let's say you're a guy who,
I'd be the blank guy.
Well, but hold on, here's the deal. I think, like, Dan, they take an oath to never speak about, like, that they had the blank or not.
Who does this?
Oh, there's how many? Hold on.
Cops.
Hey, Alexa,
okay?
how many states have death by firing squad? Hey, Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. It's time for a joke.
Oh, Jesus
Why did I
Christ.
decide to go off-road? To get to the countryside.
Complete with sound effects and all.
That's right. I'm hitting the trails with the off-road adventure theme, presented by the all-new Lexus GX.
Let me bing.
With this theme,
Hey,
I'll add
Alexa,
some outdoor adventures to your
shut
day.
your hole.
Just say, enable the off-road theme.
Enable the off-road theme and shut your hole, bitch. Perfect. She listens well. Let me. What do you got for me?
Looks like 3 states have it currently: Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Utah. And it looks like South Carolina may be bringing it back.
And they all have 5 guys?
Yes. That's the way Bubba said it.
Is that their full-time job, or they just get called in for special occasions?
They get like $100. Not their full-time job. They do.
I thought they were just the firing squad. They just wait for the fire.
Honest to God, they get like $100.
It's not a lot.
Hey, Alexa, how much does a guy on a firing squad make, money-wise? Let me bing. You're supposed to be
I'm looking.
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, 10-12K per month on average.
No, that's not it.
10 to 12K a month? They make 150 a year?
I knew it.
No.
That's a good job.
I'm going on LinkedIn right now.
2 bullets and $150,000.
No. I think that the prison system, within all the guards, they have a firing squad unit. You know what I'm saying?
Makes more sense.
And then I think that they get like an extra 100 or $150 above their pay for doing if indeed you have to do that.
Yeah, it looks like there's a group of people in the prison system. But it just says there's a bonus.
There's a bonus.
Yeah,
they get a little bonus.
No incentives.
No.
$100.
And you know what? They probably whatever they make an hour, when they probably have to train for this every once in a while. So like, a couple times a year, they probably put a dummy up there and they train, right?
Yeah.
It's like the cash cube.
Yeah, and so they get, a time and a half or 2, 3, 4 hours of that training, on their salary deal. And then if they happen to have an instance where they are executing somebody, then they get like a $250 bonus. And above their already, detention deputy pay.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
When we return, we'll get into more of the dog urination, Operation Urination. We got Operation Pigmentation and Operation Urination.
I gotta go do a wardrobe change.
Yes, that as well.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
$20 for a shirt.
It's at $19.99.
$19.99.
Say it.
$19.99.
Now it goes up $1 with each size.
Goes up $1 each day.
No, $1 each size.
$1 each size. It does.
Oh, really? The bigger sizes are more expensive?
Well, yeah, they cost more.
I didn't know that. It's interesting.
That's not us discriminating against big people, okay?
It's just materials.
We love big people.
White iced tea, Chickney, Gary Cantrell, Kenny Powers, Beach Metal, Wayne Galasso, Clit Rubs, The Wiz, Mindy's Mark, Kirk, Books, On Diva, 717 FTE, Dark Match, Morning. What was the Force Lawyer? JB, Psycho for Life, Madam 80, Tennis Elbow, yeah, go see it on the body, Pioneer Steroid Shot. Spencer.
All right, I got your bank 2 back.
You know what?
Bank 2 back.
So,
How did you do that?
I just had to reassign the keys. It left the assignment.
Really? Fuck you, Macho Man. Thank you.
Super John.
Thank you, Macho Man.
Most of them are back. Like the wrong buzzer,
Yeah.
Price is Right, shit, all that stuff. Stuff that you.
The stuff I use. If some of it didn't come back, don't worry about it.
It's just missing, so I'll have to reload it in the system.
Yeah. I'll go through now and familiarize myself with what's back.
You're gonna have fun pressing the buttons.
Perfect. Let's go to bank 2.
Large Life, Honey Express, Pedro.
I might be able to open this up and clean the inside.
Who said that? Dutch Tube. That was. No.
Is it Q?
Let me see. That's in queue.
There you
I wish I stuffed the holes with the iron.
go. This one's funny. The hang up this guy.
It's none of your business.
Oh, you got all that.
Speaking with, why are you calling me?
Motherfucker.
This is Evil Knievel.
And
I
let me see
receive
here.
you. Wow.
And then oh yeah, I'm great.
Okay, speaking of that, I know it's copyrighted, so I found this one.
Oh, the Army for Life. That was a funny one.
It's a little cheesier. It's supposed to be royalty free.
Okay.
So I mean, whichever one you want to do.
Okay, but it's up there.
You could start off saying, I can't hit this anymore. What do you got? Anything else, Moncho? Then you can go to that or something.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Thank you, Mach.
Thank you. Look.
Oh, look at you, big boy. Good.
Good fit.
Look
So
good.
next up is Roy Shed, Roberto Perez, Nick, what's up, Nick, young guy, and Nick of R2D. Yeah, you're right, Bubba Lips.
I'm gonna be like a wrestler now. I'm only gonna wear my own shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Nick of R2D, I thought it was disgusting. It was really embarrassing.
Thank you,
50 cents
DMS.
shit. You know, I mean,
Oh man.
adults acting like.
$19.99, baby.
Yeah, piss.
Piss it up. Piss it up. It's a nice day out. man. Fuck off, Tommy Bags.
Fuck off, Tommy Bags. Oh, sorry. For the outburst. Fuck off, Tommy Bags. Say it, Steph.
These fucking people, man.
You're supposed to say fuck off, Tommy Bags.
Fuck off, Tommy Bags.
Tommy Bags do it.
I know who Tommy Bags is.
Tommy Bags wants me to dress up for him every day. Except that bitch doesn't pay for it.
He's no Mike Thurman?
No Mike Thurman, that's for sure.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. The manliest alpha man that wears women's deodorant. Bubba. Welcome back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Blitz did something last year that put me in a position where I had to get rid of him. Oh, man. Great job, Dark Match Steves. It looks like we've lost our other parody people, and let me, Dark Match Steve is like our parody guy. Gary Cantrell's our video guy. It's pretty much that's what we're down to, I think.
Yeah.
Because Carlos, I mean, like, you know, they keep, and let me, there comes a point where they're just kind of making you look stupid now as you report back to the boss, and as the boss is, you know, asking you, when are we gonna get another parody song? When are we gonna get another, like, what?
I have the same answer
and you have
every time.
And you have the same answer
I think
every
Carlos
time.
called us last week.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
let me. What did he say?
He's been really busy, but he's about to fire it up and put out some songs.
Great.
About to fire it up.
So,
can you imagine if Lumby was a record rep and he'd have to go to all his big name hotshot artists and be like, your album was due 2 years ago, and they'll be like, yeah, we'll get it to you when we're ready.
yeah, and then he goes back to Tommy Mottola and he says, "Hey man," Tommy Mottola's like, "Hey man, when do they come? When those two really good artists, when they dropping? We need a new album here this year."
They're about to fire it up, Bubba.
Yeah, Tommy.
Any day now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they have nothing done.
Eminem wouldn't let Lumby in the house.
Meanwhile, hold on. Carlos has moved to the fact where his studio's in boxes right now.
Yes.
Like, you know, so like, you know, if Eminem would album and his, you know, he's and the new studio that he's building is where he's going to record it, and you know they're just now pouring the foundation for the new studio.
Yeah, he's at step one. They don't even have walls or a roof.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of the parodies, though, we can't play the 12 Days one from Dark Match Steve, unfortunately.
Why?
It will give us a copyright ban on YouTube.
Yeah, it'll block the show worldwide till we take it out.
Yeah.
Really?
This one does.
Because of the instrumental bed behind it.
This one probably does too. I'll be fighting this copyright.
See, this one's just a non-monetization deal, but the other one literally takes the show down.
Right down to zero?
Yeah, like it'll take it off of YouTube.
Well, let me then, the 12 days of Blitzmas will only be available at Bubba Army HQ.
And for live performances.
And, maybe we'll... Maybe
those 12-day songs are kind of cumbersome.
Yeah. So
Good
anyway, we got to make sure we make those available up on Bubba Army HQ because we probably can't put them anywhere else.
All right, no problem. And Gary is... I just text him, and he's working on it.
Tell Gary, man, the file he sent me, the Dan Kerfuffle, how big is that file? Like, I don't need long.
I think it's like 4 gigs.
Is that a lot?
For the video, yeah. If you're trying to get it on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And what is it? Is it a...
It's the talk break from Dan talking about the confrontation he had while coaching the other day.
Oh, okay.
He made a standalone talk break of that. And then we got a short of you talking about Biden telling that Stormy joke.
He cuts up multiple things a day and then does like some long form stuff.
He needs to cut up. Listen, I'm just telling you.
Oh, boy.
He needs to... This is the one time, I'm telling you. He needs to cut up me pro-Stern talk break so that we can get to JD.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where I'm sticking up for Stern, and I'm saying, like, yeah, Stern's changed a little bit, but if I had an opportunity to interview the president, I would, and I'd probably throw him softballs as well. And Howard's my friend, and regardless of what type of radio you think he's doing, I am. That's not going to change my friendship of him.
Well, he's got his marching orders. He's in chat. He said, not a problem.
All right, make it a real fluff job.
He'll have something cooked up this afternoon.
That's how we communicate around here. It's just through the show.
Yeah, great. The only good thing is it's positive communication. So, Brett, I love your dog, and she. I don't want to be like the veterinarian that you quit. I quit my ball. I had a really good video job going on. My guy was pretty cool, and I quit because he kept gender shaming my dog.
See, it doesn't bother me when anyone does it. Like, it really does not bother me. But I feel like the only person who maybe should have an idea of what gender my dog is probably the vet.
Why? Because your dog shows her crotch to everyone who walks in here. She lays on her back, spreads her legs, and says, "Hey, donate."
All right. I mean,
she does. As soon as you walk up to her, she goes on her back. She opens her legs. You can tell it's a female.
The Z Morning Zoo.
Dan was probably freaking out because he probably thought he got a little correct deal
I thought
at first.
you gave him a correct
and
too.
I was looking, talking about a dog coming in and spreading her legs and offering it, saying, "Come get it."
Was he said she's asking for a donation?
Yeah. yeah.
How about tip?
So anyway, that dog. I love that dog. That dog loves me.
She does love you very much.
She loves me so much.
Just remember that.
When she greets me, she's now she peed on me today.
Oh no! She's super excited to see you.
Yeah, and it's not a big deal. Really, it's not. I cleaned it up. I sprayed a little Febreze on it. The only thing that really was bad about it is Seth got anxiety when I was spraying my Febreze because he gets anxiety.
Yeah, well, just because the smells,
Did she like pee on your skin or like your shoe? Or?
No, it just on my shirt.
On your how'd she get on your shirt?
Because I was holding her like this, and then she just peed down by my side. But it was just a little. It wasn't a full blown stream. It was just a little tinkle. And it was just a little, hey, I haven't seen you pop off for a while.
Yeah, just a whittle. I call her a whittler. That's what she does. She gets really excited.
She just gets a whittle. Just gets a whittle tinkle. That's all it was. It's just
I appreciate your patience. Thank you.
No problem.
Well, listeners, if you have that problem with little whittles, you can call my office. I can do the diva and help you with a little stress incontinence.
No, that's human beings, not dogs.
I understand that.
You see, I ran immediately and I got the bleach wipes. Didn't even ask any questions.
No, you're the greatest. Thank you.
Gloria Zach, 25 on the Venmo.
I love her. Thank you, Gloria. It's my mom's best friend's daughter. My mom's best friend in the Groves. No, and my mom's best friend in the Groves is Sue and Greg, and Sue and Greg's daughter is Gloria, and her and her husband Angus are big fans of the show. Remember, I call him Malcolm.
No, but what about? I thought. Okay, never mind.
What?
It doesn't even
just
matter.
Just blurt it out. You were going to say something.
I thought there was a glow bug involved.
A glow bug is her screen name.
Yeah, I guess that's Gloria's screen name, Glowbug.
Okay, that's what I was saying.
Okay. All
right, God, I don't know your mom's whole family friend tree.
Lummy, I'm thinking, and so today, you or Seth sent me this article, and it said university. I think it might have been a Fox article, and it said universities crack down on anti-Israel agitators as protesters call for amnesty. Well, it was just a story. Like, it didn't have any video to it. It was just a written story from Fox, okay?
Yes.
So I went and copied the headline and then went to Google search and then went to videos to see if there's any video about this particular story, right?
Yes.
And there was no current videos, but the fourth thing on down, like here, I'll even back this up. This was my Google search. See, look, universities crack down on like what you sent me, right? Let me.
Yeah.
On the 1, 2, 3, on the third thing down. The third thing down. Well, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, on the third thing down is this story, and it's from 13 hours ago. So if you're trying to find the video portion of this story, the newest, you would click on this, right? Well, this is just this. So this jobber, this dude right here, he puts a green screen up, and he just talks about maybe potentially what the networks are talking about, or he just talks about stories in general, right? And he's the third listed Google search, and he's got jobs. Damn it.
It looks like no one's clicking on his link.
I know, but what I'm saying is...
It's got 12 views.
I mean, I was doing like, when I was like YouTube from 15 years ago, like my daughter, like reading like nonsense would get more than that in the first day.
I know. So,
I mean, just accidentally you get more.
AJ.
All right, I'm trying to find... Let me move this. So, but what I'm saying is, like, if me and Seth or me and Lummy would go through, like, every week I have... 10 or so stories that we never got to. Lummy, because we were talking about, whatever.
Yeah.
Throwing people off a cliff and, just...
Red Stock's peeing on you.
Yeah, Red Dog peeing on me. Seth's new T-shirt. Blah. We just get down so many rabbit holes. But if we, if me and you or me and Seth sat down at the table, the podcast table, and just ran through the stories, or you know what?
I mean, act like real news, like the Saturday Night Live deal.
Well, I mean,
that's pretty scripted. I mean, you're just talking about being spontaneously funny, right?
Yeah. Well, here's what this guy does. He puts himself in. He puts breaking news, and then Lummy, he absolutely copies the exact same headline that Fox did.
Yep.
All right. So that's his headline.
Are you loving this guy, Bubba?
Well, I think that it's brilliant if you could have somebody that had some talent to pull off, like us. No, just watch. So let me watch.
And now universities crack down on anti-Israel agitators as protesters call for amnesty.
So
I'm saying, as bad as this is, hold on. As bad as this is, if it's the third recommended thing on Google, then that's almost like this guy's found almost a shortcut Willie.
He might know SEO. I mean, he might know the exact words to type in to get bumped up into Google.
You type in, you just copy and paste the title.
Yeah, you go to the big networks and just find exactly what their title is.
Copy and paste. It makes sense.
And then you make your title the same as theirs, and you have a video talking about it. And it can be me and you, Seth, like in a Saturday Night Live kind of deal. I don't know.
But this guy is pretty inspiring.
I mean, hold on. If this guy right here can be the third most recommended thing by Google.
Cracking down on anti-Israel protesters who have been taken over their campuses this week. The protesters demand that colleges divest themselves from companies.
That's the crappiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, offered as content.
Well, I mean, didn't you just talk to him when you were trying to open up your Cash App?
Something similar. Something similar.
Well, yeah, but I don't think a lot of people are copying and pasting the title, though.
No, I don't know. That's what the brilliant thing is.
That's where you get it, by doing exact wording of the title.
So let me.
I think that's the brilliant part.
Watch. The story is this. Watch out. This is the story. Columbia. Hold on. Oh God! Of course they got to give me this.
Oh, that's a 30-second. Oh no,
this is this.
There you go. Skip it, Willie.
Skip Willie.
Now turning to Columbia University, where protests continue for a 13th day. Students now demanding the university divest from companies that do business with Israel. Right?
So,
sorry.
Let me. So if you look here at the headline to what this story is labeled, what Fox labeled this story, okay?
Yeah.
And they labeled it anti-Israel protesters at Columbia seeking amnesty, demand university divest from Israel. And if you do that, and when you search that, let me see where it is back here. Let me see. Oh, I already lost it. But if you go and steal their headlines and then you make a video about it, I think you got a chance to get on an algorithm and maybe get some views. And this guy's crappy. I don't expect him to get any views, but me and Seth or me and Lummy or me and Rhett cutting it up, going through these stories that,
But don't we kind of do that, 4 hours a day?
Yeah, that's kind of the show every day.
Going through stories and then,
that's the point of our headlines.
I know, but what I'm saying is when we, once a week, two of us go through and clear out the stories that we didn't talk about.
I agree with you, Bubba.
And we just bird dog them.
And make it a news-looking format. And make it look like you're doing the news.
Right.
With a backdrop and the whole 9 yards. Would you do a backdrop?
Just food for thought. Just food for thought. I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to shoot it right on down to zero.
No, if you want to do a show on the weekend, Bubba, let's do it.
I don't want to do a show on the weekend. I want to do a show, like on, like on Fridays or on,
like a Friday afternoon show that you play on the weekend?
Or
you tape it Friday afternoon
or tape it Isn't Thursday a big taping day?
Around here or just in general?
No, around here. Isn't Thursdays real busy around here?
I don't think it will be because that's going to be the Tuttle and Colton podcast day.
Yeah. And they're going to be doing that from
Tuesday's the big day for me.
Yeah.
I have a couple podcasts to do today.
This is something that we probably need to talk about. Not necessarily wade through on the air.
But, Bubba, do you think maybe since this guy kind of seemed to crack a code that you are fond of, I mean, I know he only has 12 views, but should we get him on the air and see if he can be like our guy?
No.
He could be like our guy that gets us the algorithm.
That's the dumbest. That's the dumbest thing I've ever
heard.
You
love this guy. You were putting him over the whole time.
I said he's the only thing I'm putting over is his ability to be able to game the system. He's learned how to game the system, but his content is the worst I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's like he figured out how to break in somewhere, but he doesn't know how to steal. Like, he's only got 12 views.
I understand. Right. Well, we know how to steal.
That's true.
He taught us how to broke in.
Right.
Now we know how to steal.
We'll take it from here.
Right. Right.
You need a team. When you're really going for a big bank robbery, you need a team. You need someone that can drive, someone that can break in, someone that can take the money, someone that can control the guards, scrub the cameras.
Oh, he's done this before.
So what I'm saying,
intercept the alarm.
So what I'm saying is, listen. You know what? I got. We're running way behind. Let me go. Let me get to words. I just got to reset. I feel like I'm spun out right now.
Oh no.
But with regards to this, it could either be a couple different things, Seth. It could be one that we do exactly what he's doing.
Okay.
Look at the headlines, completely copy them, and then do our own spin on it. Or two, you and I probably go through all the stories we didn't get done on a particular week in a news type settings. Now, maybe not even in a news type setting, maybe in a shotgun type setting. Like, you know what? Like each story we can only literally spend 2 or 3 minutes on, and we just shotgun through them. And maybe the setting isn't as important.
No, maybe we do it at the podcast table, and if we could have a green screen or a backdrop or something.
But wouldn't that require us to have a monitor?
Look, I don't know about all the technical things right here. I just
text Big Red right now about more TVs.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that.
I just know that if we're trying to follow this guy's blueprint, which I don't even know the sir's name, but if we're trying to follow his blueprint,
Apu,
we need the screen. Abu.
Whatever. It's a conversation we probably have to have off the air.
Well, you started it.
I know. And now I'm taking it off the air. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
We were drunker than Nick Hogan's wife when we put this thing together. BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
I didn't even get those.
What's up?
All right, well, I printed some things on the printer.
All right, I'll grab it.
Yeah.
Hello, Lisa Sacco. Trick me. Thanks for the laugh.
Hello, sir. We were your 10th, 11th, and 12th view on your video. My boss loves you. Will you come on our show?
And cook some food for us.
Thank you.
Some authentic Indian cuisine. What's up? Pow Wow, Ohio 420. I like the names, those are all my lips. Jay Fish. Funny. Pablo Pacheco.
Quit making all those sounds over there.
What's he saying?
He just has sound like fucking irritating too.
Come on, Bubba, you love it.
What up, Hoss? What up, Tim? I'm an irritating sound. Man.
Bubba's grain of rice. Good morning. Pedro. Cracker Chris, 79.
What up, Spencer Squared?
Quicker, thicker.
Ding,
Here you go.
Ding.
Thank you.
What up, Gary?
Tim Albrecht. Thank you.
Street Glide Street, 33 months.
Gary, you want to do a wrestling show with Holy Joe? He said we fucking sucked.
No, I don't want that.
But I had a sir message me about it. What up, what up, Robert? Oh, man.
Is salty donut or Krispy Kreme?
Good morning, Jay Bowler. T-Dog, good morning. What's up, Internet Fred?
Yeah, from what I heard, Joe said that I'm the demise of the Bubba Army. But
You're just kind of like Corporal Klinger of the Bubba Army. You need another reference to yourself.
I don't. But I'm sure he was half a pussy.
Jiggy Farr. What's up, Jay Waller? Is that the right guy? Did I say the right guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning, Berto Perez.
Go Avalanche. Go Ross Colton.
That is left testicle.
What's up, Dad? Yeah, Daniel put my response in here. I said, yeah, he's not ready for it, but...
Thanks, Camper Scott. I appreciate it, man.
Jay Waller.
I'll hold it. I'll take it.
What's up, Nug?
There's left testicle.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it, man. Dutch Duke.
South Jersey. We're in South Jersey.
Thanks, Daniel.
We're in South Jersey, right? That's left testicle.
I'll jerk you off, Kenny. Little bitch.
You get that off. White iced tea.
Thank you. Come on.
He's been more faithful to the Packers than to his own wife.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Any employee that wants a Operation Pigmentation new shirt, no, you don't have to go to Bubba Army merch or store or shop and buy yours. Just contact the merch crick. I'm sure everybody's got her number. Tell her what size you need. She'll bring it down from her little merchandising upstairs office. And then Seth, get a hold of her and let her know what size Rio and Craig and Lance. This, she probably needs to bring 3 or 4 shirts down for them.
Absolutely.
So give her an idea as to what she needs. Let me last day of the month. We got to push it hard.
Please.
Clement Kush available. We'll be doing that today right after the show. And that's where me and Seth Kushner get together and do God, I can't even.
I got a lot to get into. I got some messages to read to you and some emails and some stuff that definitely is podcast worthy.
Probably a lot of stuff on podcasts is stuff that we really can't maybe necessarily discuss in depth, on regular radio with you. Get a little bit,
maybe too
further
inside or something,
or further insulated of the naughtiness.
Yes,
that's kind of how it goes.
This won't be too naughty, but should be interesting.
Last day of the month, so Venmo and PayPal is open, and we would certainly appreciate it. Let me. I don't. Cash App is just. I don't know what to do. I just really don't know what to do. So now they sent me back a response. They're like, I'm sorry, but we've denied your latest request because you've not completed the verification process. And I'm like, I have completed when I go to the verification page, it tells me that I'm verified, and it will not allow me to click any other button other than the back button.
Bubba Green to race, $20 on the rent.
So I'm like, my God. So I've just got to get a hold of somebody from Cash App because they've done us dirty to the point where maybe the only way we're going to be able to get back is if we do a Alex Stein is best friends is with Elon Musk, and it's going to have to maybe be an insider like that because they've got us obviously black flagged, red flagged, something. To the tune where I can't even get any explanation as to what we did.
What if you tweeted at Cash App complaining about what's going on, and then maybe we get Stein to retweet it, and obviously you get a lot of the Bubba Army behind it.
Yeah,
kind of protesting the Cash App.
Maybe somebody could come up with what I need to say. Maybe the more fish on the J, 25 of the PayPal. Thank you, at the Bubba Army.
Are you sure you don't want to go the illegal route and just set up a personal account?
No,
T-shirt
I
Will
can't.
20 Venmo.
I can't. Dan will tell you. My accountant will flip out if I start taking. If it's a personal account, and now your personal is paying into your business.
Vegas Bubba Army 25 on the Cash App.
Thank you so much, buddy. Even though it's cash, so. The story come down yesterday. Now, the only thing is I don't understand is who in the hell is this? Is this guy famous? This sportscaster
with the glasses?
Yeah, I guess that
is the other guy Ken Griffey Jr.?
It looks like
I don't know. We're gonna get to it here momentarily, but there's this sportscaster or this guy who creates content or this sports leading content creator that makes the announcement that the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight is sanctioned. Now, I immediately get excited because when he fought Roy Jones Jr. and they did that double draw tie gimmick lummy,
yes.
It was because, and the reason why they could do that was because it was considered and sold as and promoted as a promotion. It was not a legally sanctioned fight.
Right,
Now,
there has to be an outcome.
Dan, who has been a cut specialist for maybe 100 fights,
at least
he's been the cut corner man at least 100 sanctioned fights. Now,
bouts.
Bouts. So when something is an exhibition. You can basically do anything you want. You can pull a fast one. You can pull a screw job. You could do a Montreal screw job. It's not sanctioned by the state or any athletic commission. But when the immediate instance that a bout or a fight or a UFC deal, the minute that it's sanctioned, then the whole set of different rules come in.
Right. It sort of authenticates it.
Right. And so Tyson, this can't be good for Jake, and this has got to be really good for Tyson, because I'm thinking Jake Paul, wants this thing to be an exhibition so he can financially potentially determine the outcome.
Right. You can't bribe the other guy if it's sanctioned.
Right.
That's one of the distinctions.
Right. So Tyson doesn't have to lay down, doesn't have to take a phantom punch. Tyson can come out and be the wrecking ball, the machine, the savage that he is, as we've all watched him, train. And I've not seen a lot of I've not seen Jake Paul release a lot of his training. Has he?
Not really, no.
Right. And it's not nearly impressive as Mike Tyson's animal kind of deal. And
no.
And so I got two stories. This one here is the guy that makes the announcement that this is sanctioned. And for the life of me, somebody needs to tell this dude, don't do two big lines of blow right before you go on the air. And this really high energy sports guy deal is kind of annoying. Listen to this.
Now, this is good, bad, or absolutely sucks. I'm talking about Jake Paul, one of the top stars in boxing when it comes to box office draw.
All right, so this is KO. I'm sorry, this is KO.
Yeah, that's his whole gimmick.
Okay,
that's the main event, baby, undefeated.
Taking on.
So, by the way, this guy's a former UFC champion.
Yes.
And although I wouldn't say, is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
He used to always call Jim Roman being the smack off.
I don't know if he is.
He would?
Yeah.
I don't know if he is yet, but I feel like just because of what a draw he was.
All right, well then,
he was
maybe
great television.
Maybe since this isn't just the average jobber trying to be high energy, and this is indeed
an expert,
a guy that's fought and recognized as a UFC potential Hall of Famer, then maybe I need to sit down and shut my mouth. And just let this guy have his own style, because this guy certainly warranted his own style. But can you see where if this wasn't if it wasn't who it is, and it's just a regular guy,
no, I get it,
trying to be high energy, I think it's annoying.
Yeah, if it's anybody but Chael, it's corny.
But
that's Cormier, right?
But yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay. But since it's Chael, then I gotta, at this point I gotta apologize. I got to apologize for being critical of your delivery because this is your gimmick.
Gary Cantrell, can you cut that up? We're going to send that to Chael. Thank you.
Paul, one of the top stars in boxing when it comes to box office draw, taking on the most feared combat athlete of all time, Iron Mike Tyson.
Chael, it absolutely sucks. It absolutely sucks. Because while I love Iron Mike, while I want Mike to make as much money as he possibly can, Chael, that video right there is about 3 to 4 years old, right? Mike is a different.
Oh, I didn't know that. They're saying, they're saying that this video right here.
Chael, it absolutely sucks. It
yeah,
absolutely
but Tyson
sucks.
Released new
because
stuff
while
every day
I love
while he's
Iron
training.
Mike, while I want
hold on, here we go.
Mike to make as much money as he possibly can. Chael, that video right there is about 3 to 4 years old.
But
right?
this is pretty old too, so he hasn't seen all the new footage, Tyson. Because this one is when UFC 299, so it's a couple months old.
Oh.
Did you pull this up, Bubba?
I might have.
It's okay.
So I think they dropped the official rules about the sanctioned fight yesterday. I know you were going to get to that too.
It's an 8-rounder?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-minute rounds, 14-ounce gloves, and it counts for their record. So Tyson coming in 50-6 with 44 knockouts. Jake Paul is 9-1 with 6 knockouts. Jeez.
Now, here's who. I don't know what was that.
Smotch. I didn't turn my mic off in time. I'm sorry.
What was that? Was that a sneeze?
It was he coughed.
Okay.
Protein cough.
Yeah, protein cough. Even his coughs are powerful. I mean, even his coughs can bench 225.
Powder came out.
His coughs can press 225 overhead press. His coughs can snatch and clean 450. So,
what do you think when you hear?
Now hold on. Did you see where Tyson has now said that he has not smoked weed or had sex for over a month, and he plans on keeping it that way? And can you imagine how on edge you would be if you didn't smoke weed and you didn't have sex now. So this fight isn't until, is it July?
July 20th.
All right. So you got.
Oh no, he's going to do that for like 3 more months.
Yes, and he's already done it for a month, and so he did it for April. So he's got May, June, and and half of July. So he has 3.5 months, not weeks, 3.5 months where he's not had sex, or smoked weed. Smoke weed is what calms him down, so you don't want to kill everybody. And sex obviously calms you down euphorically as well, right? If you are that pent up, I feel sorry for Jake Paul.
And that's real advice. Boxing trainers tell their boxers not to have sex.
How about like football players?
No one says that. I mean, they got 15 girls in the room the night before.
Oh,
Paul fighting a Mike Tyson. For me, that one there is slightly different. Because yes, it's a gimmicky. I guess it's definitely, it's money. It's money driven. But I just would never like to see just the potential of it. A Mike Tyson laying on the floor with Jake Paul standing above him.
Now hold on. Now is that even an option?
Yeah, theoretically.
I mean, is Jake Paul even that good?
He's strong. But I think Tyson will kill him.
Before you say anything, right? I'm gonna see if you and I agree. And what I've seen. And I've seen almost every one of his fights, that he's not a badass, dominating, has any really one knockout punch power. I've not seen that.
Right. I don't know if there's anything that would make him stand out if he was going up against pro boxers all the time. And I hate to circle back to this topic because we did disagree last time. I do not want Jake Paul to win.
No one does.
I do not think he can in the stand-up game. I don't think he's better than Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is still Mike effing Tyson.
Right.
But what I was trying to say before is that I do think there is a higher chance than most people think that something like that could happen.
Wow.
Mike Tyson is going to be, 58?
Yeah, but still, man.
By the time this fight comes around?
If I was watching footage and he was, walking around like Joe Biden and he looked like he'd just been, punch drunk, like there got to be a point where Muhammad Ali, man, poor guy, towards the last 15 years of his life, he basically was so punch drunk. And Dan, when you call it punch drunk, what has happened to a guy when they're punch drunk? They've just done so much damage to their brain and taken so many hits that they've just concussed themselves into being damn near zombie-like?
Yeah, and they get essentially plaques in their brains like someone with Alzheimer's gets, and it's called pugilistica dementia. And
so punch drunk is called
pugilistica dementia.
There you go. So like something happens in there.
Boxer's dementia, essentially, and it's real, and it happens way more than we appreciate. It's similar to some of the chronic head injury issues that football players have and some soccer players have.
So what determines? I guess everybody's a little bit different.
Yep, exactly.
Everybody's different on their tolerances
and what they've gone through. I mean, some guys are trained to just take punches, and some guys never get hit.
I mean, you see Sugar Ray Leonard,
he hit a lot.
and he did get hit a lot, but he functions far better as an elderly person than Muhammad did. Muhammad really, really deteriorated fast. Remember he was just,
right. Well, he had
really
Parkinson's disease though too. I think in addition to just pugilistica dementia, he had frank Parkinson's disease.
Yeah, he couldn't talk for last 20, 25 years of his life, I think.
Still smart, still brilliant, still an ambassador and a champion and an icon. But yeah, he was.
Seth, how cool would that would not having to talk, just
just shake a little bit,
just tell people what you want through your finger, like they know you so well that they know what you're trying to say. But you don't have to really talk, and you don't have to deal with anybody at the end of the day because you can't talk.
It looks like you have to have a lot of caretakers and stuff, but it looks like you have to have more people that you deal with.
Is that Jack Harris or is it Joe Biden on TV right now on Fox 13?
I think that's somebody who used to defend our country.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's just going to be an ugly picture, and he's an older man now. He looks in great shape, and he looks like I'm sure he can still cause damage, but just the potential of that happening, I just wouldn't want to see just for somebody that kind of legacy, especially that inspired so many myself. And so many other.
So this guy's a snowflake in Gen Z.
No, he's not. He's a fighter, isn't he?
He is. He's a very probably highly decorated UFC guy. But what I'm trying to say is, man, I don't think there is a chance that I've never seen the power from Jake Paul that would concern me that Mike Tyson would get caught. And there'll be a photo op of him, Jake Paul, standing over Muhammad Ali. I mean, over Mike Tyson, much like the Muhammad Ali
picture, right?
Remember the Muhammad Ali? Yeah, I don't think
it's iconic.
Yeah,
maybe not early in the fight, but if you get into the later rounds and they are both very clearly tired, round 5, 6, 7, there's a chance. You really never know.
I don't know. I think Pat Maroon would whoop Jake Paul's ass.
Combat athletes.
Listen, I haven't had sex for 4 months. I'm ready to explode. I need to beat this guy up in the first round because I got some bitches in the back, so I can unload. I mean, now. Does that mean if you don't have if you for a sporting event, if you're not having sex for a sporting event, so that Dan, keep your legs, or you're that much meaner, or you're that much more gummed up, does that mean you can't masturbate either?
Yep.
So I'm thinking like you cannot, like
it's ejaculation.
Yeah,
is the problem.
Yeah, it's not the aspect of how you ejaculate, it's the ejaculation in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you could not get laid by your girl for 4 months, but still be able to ejaculate every day and take the edge off, right?
The problem with Tyson is he's at the age, if he goes 4 months without ejaculating, he could get, like, prostatitis.
True.
Poor guy.
I just want to see that picture.
So you know what I want to see, more than anything, is I want to see that this is an unsanctioned fight, so it means there's no funny business going on.
A sanctioned fight?
Yeah, that it's not that indeed it is a sanctioned fight.
Oh, okay.
And that both guys are going to be trying as hard as they can, and that Mike Tyson looks like, because I'm just telling you from his training videos that he's been leaking out.
I sent you a side by side, kind of both their trainings someone put together. It's not the greatest, but you kind of just see how Tyson trains.
Can we talk about the watch party, Bubba?
Yeah, we can.
We're gonna have a watch party for this thing.
Yeah, we're gonna actually all meet. Where's the volume at? Let me see here. So what we're gonna do is we're all invited, but we're gonna pull the fight up in one of the 75 monitors we have here in the studio. Maybe they'll all have them on, and then we'll sit here and watch it and give play-by-play on all of our various, I got to think, Seth, we could go right around the farm. We could go Rumble. We could go YouTube. We could go X. We could go Facebook. We could go Twitch. We could go Bubba Army HQ.
Absolutely.
I mean, take it all around the farm.
And invite some of the Army's finest in here to hang out with us.
Yeah. Let me, maybe if you can't make it, well, then, maybe Rhett can make it.
What's the date?
I don't
July
know.
20th?
July 20th.
Let me see what
I'll be around, I think.
You don't know. You don't even know.
I think main card starts at what? Like it's being advertised for 7 or 8.
Oh boy, that's going to be a 1 a.m. fight, isn't it?
Hold on. July 20th. Oh yeah, I can make it.
I call Netflix of all services though would have a good idea of how to keep it moving, keep audiences from tuning out or falling asleep.
I hope so.
Like WrestleMania, you were talking about. They wrap that show up by what, 11 o'clock?
Yeah,
I think we make an educated guess when to come in here, and if we need to fill an hour, I'm sure we can. Or so, watching some lower of the lower card. They're going to have it's not just this fight. They're going to have a whole card, aren't they?
Probably.
I mean, they're going to have so we can jump in on any fight. Let's say we jump in with two to go, and then we give you we have a watch party, watching this fight, giving you play-by-play, and being allowed to say. I got to think we can say about anything. I don't know if we can get racial.
No, I don't think anyone was planning to get racial for a fight.
I wasn't either.
Now, by watch party, though, do you mean like a bunch of people are coming or just with us?
No, we don't need a bunch. We probably
just a handful
like
of the
199 crew kind of thing?
No, not a Bubba 199 crew. It's
like
more,
5 cool dudes?
No, like only invite those, like however many microphone positions and then a couple.
Okay.
So me, Lummy, do you plan on being here?
Yeah.
So Lummy, Dan, you plan on being here?
Yes, if I'm here in town, yes, absolutely.
All right, so Dan's a 50-50. Seth, are you locked in?
Yeah, I'd call one of the couches to nap it out on, though.
Okay. Rhett, you're in.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Macho, would you be in? Probably not. It's a Saturday.
No, he won't. I'll be back here driving.
He's at a music festival.
Yeah.
So, we might
in
have...
a K-hole somewhere.
We might have, 2 open mics. And then we can have a couple people, like if Creatine Trey, the royalty.
We need a good vibe,
Yeah.
We need people with energy, because I think, Bubba, I'll be sleepy. I'm sure you'll be sleepy, too.
Whatever. Maybe some chicks. I don't know.
Chicks?
I don't know.
Chicks.
No, I think it's just a guy deal.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a guy deal. No chicks.
I mean, merch crick for sure, but no.
No, if it's no chicks, then it means she's not coming.
No, she's so great though. She deserves a little fun.
Stop. Are you her reunion rep, bitch?
Yes.
Well, stop it.
She's about to bring you in that fruit now.
I don't think I'm getting fruited today. I think I told her I didn't need any today.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right, let me. So I don't know if there's sound. Yeah, is there sound on this? Yes. So this kind of show that somebody has put together what we assume is the latest training videos of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Look at.
I mean, Jake Paul to me looks like he's throwing some decent punches and stuff, and Mike Tyson looks like he's going insane. Mike Tyson looks like the Tasmanian devil, and Jake Paul looks like he's just throwing jabs and hooks to me. I mean, okay, hold on. You can say Mike Tyson's 57 years old, but do you see that left hook into the ribs?
Yeah. He's training like he's got to pay rent.
Yeah. I mean, let me tell you something.
Jake Paul's a big guy,
too.
I mean, he's not a big guy.
But look at, man, that this whole area, Dan, is exposed when Mike Tyson starts giving you these left gimmicks. Here, hold on. Watch it.
Just the intensity that he's going through every.
What's that?
Just the intensity that he's going through the workout.
Look, everybody watch the top, and he's just kind of do. Tyson's literally insane. Watch. Right here. One of these lefts. If one of these hits, Jake Paul naturally, Tyson sizes up their guy, and if their wing doesn't really, some guys have longer arms. Like, I would be absolutely in trouble. But like, some guys have longer arms so that their elbow and where their elbow and bicep meet, it's actually a pretty big distance. And if you just put your arm to your side, you can pretty much protect the majority of your ribs. There's got a lot of long-armed boxers, but I got to think that Jake Paul doesn't have that long of arms, and he's his ribs are vulnerable. And if one of these left rib hooks connects, just watch. Boom. I mean, when he brings his entire core of strength when with each punch, and it looks like Jake Paul's just in there, 1-2 combination jab willies. Mike Tyson should kill this guy. Unless they're taking the worst of Jake Paul and the best of Mike Tyson, trying to get us all churned up, which I'm sure they are to an extent.
What does Jake Paul need to be over
this fight?
This is the last one. This is the last.
Hold on. This is the mic drop. This is the mic drop. Meaning, like, if Jake Paul, first of all, it's sanctioned, so that adds legitimacy, correct?
Yep.
And then if he beats Mike Tyson, and Seth, it's fair. Like, it's fair. You watch the fight, and even you're like, hey, listen,
you can tell
Jake Paul won that fight. I mean, come on, Mike just looked horrible. Or he drops Mike. He has nothing left to prove ever.
He's beaten every has-been boxer in history.
No, but what I'm saying.
Alive.
But hold on.
It's true though. They're all has-beens.
I understand though. But
that's his legacy.
But here's the thing, Dan. You're right. He's beaten every has-been boxer outside of his prime. But he at least now is considered probably a pretty damn good boxer.
Great draw.
Yeah, but it's like me racing Jackie Stewart, not Tony Stewart, Jackie Stewart, a guy that's like almost dead.
He probably still beat you.
He probably still beat me.
I'm just saying. Like a horrible analogy.
I'd kick his ass, Sir Jackie Stewart.
But Jackie, I got to tell you, man, Jake Paul's boxing legacy is this is it. This is the ultimate. This is the ultimate, and this is the ultimate litmus test. I think even with the public's mind, if he would win this, I would have a whole different. I think he's kind of a gimmick kind of guy, and that he picks these former Brazilian jiu-jitsu guys. Like, was it Paul St. Pierre last time, or I don't know who the hell it was. It was
Yeah, but what's wrong with making $100 million per fight? Like,
the business model's great.
Oh yeah,
the legitimacy of him as like a Hall of Fame boxer is a joke,
right?
No,
but his business model is brilliant. I
great
support
draw.
that.
Yeah, I mean,
Great draw, great at making money. I guarantee you that if he wins this fight and he thinks about retiring and he builds that up and he follows through and retires from boxing, he'll be in WWE within 2 years with his brother.
As he should be.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he's a hell of an athlete.
Yes.
He really is.
He's a big guy.
And his brother has gone on and in some great legitimate. He started out as a WWE sideshow, and he legitimized himself, and he's a major contributor.
Oh, Logan Paul did a spot with Patrick Mahomes last night.
What I'm saying, his brother Logan Paul is what started out as a gimmick is now he's the real deal.
Yes,
he's right up there with Randy Orton.
He's the U.S. champion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and the guys that they have come in, like Bad Bunny, the singer, is another WWE guy, and I don't know if it's the training process they have nowadays, but like these guys look like the real deal.
Right.
Bad Bunny can legitimately wrestle, even though he's a little more of a gimmick. He hasn't been in there a couple of years. He's got in-ring skills. Logan Paul has just gotten better and better. He can draw as a champion, and then
that's one dude that started out as a gimmick that completely legitimized himself within the business, and now he's a major player legitimately.
Yeah, he's doing it the right way.
Now, this right here is that moment for his brother Jake. If Jake legitimately beats Mike Tyson, then he's legitimately a boxer.
Well, his only loss was to a boxer, correct? Tommy Fury?
Yeah, his only loss was to a boxer his age.
His age.
Was
Right.
Tommy Fury.
Right.
So what
So
I'm
the
saying-
one time he fought a guy that was his age, and
So
in his
what I'm
prime,
saying
he got
is,
whooped.
just like I'm saying, I think Mike Tyson if Mike Tyson takes this seriously, and they don't have this kind of deal set up where, Mike, if you win, you make $5 million, but if you lose, you make $15 million. Because Jake Paul can do that, because Jake Paul's the one promoting the fight. He's the promotion.
And another thing that benefits Jake Paul is that people are going to be having this debate even after the fight until the end of time. They're going to be going back and forth about if he has a boxing legacy, if he's a real boxer.
But if Tyson
it's
goes
evergreen.
out there, though, and does what I think Tyson can do, and that is just kill this guy, I don't know what Jake Paul's next gimmick is. Right? So there's so much leading on this. Like if he goes out and gets his ass whipped by Tyson, like how do you come back from that? Like, I mean, are you right? Like, Seth, what do you do from there? If you legitimately get your ass handed to you, I don't know that your boxing matches mean as much.
It depends. I think, Bubba, it depends on this. If he gets beat and it's a dramatic beat up and he's bleeding and he looks like he's really trying and it looks almost heroic, but he still gets his ass whooped because he's fighting actually a real boxer that was the most dangerous man alive at one point. I think people would like to see that again, and would like to see. Sometimes people like to see the Christian eaten by the tiger. And so
you say if
he loses dramatically, people may watch it again. Blood, just like a Rocky. His face, his eyes all swollen shut. He still gets his ass whooped. And stands like a hero.
People don't come back for that. People come back for it super close. It's touch or go as who's winning. But
you don't think there's a rematch of this?
Yeah, I think there is.
Yeah,
but it's got to be close. But it's got to be close.
Oh, it couldn't just be like
no, it can't be an ass
broken
whipping.
eye socket. And you can't see. And
no, you can't come back from that. People want to see a rematch when it's close. Like, it's touch and go as to any guy could have won. That people come back with the Hearns Hagler or the Hearns, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard. The ones that
2 and 3 because they were so close. Those guys were so evenly matched.
Exactly. And
right.
there was never a dominance from either one. It was always a touch and go.
Right.
So
Hearns, Hagler, and Sugar Ray Leonard were like the trio of that era, and they kept fighting each other.
And even during Muhammad's, he lost. He fought George Foreman. I don't know how many times. He fought Joe Frazier. I don't know how many times. He
fought Frazier more than once, but Foreman only once.
Yeah, but I mean, he had several different people that he fought several different times because one guy would win, one guy would lose, one guy would lose, one guy would win.
The Thriller in Manila.
Anyway, I think we're going to have a watch party, and that's where we come in and watch it and give you a real man's perspective on this particular fight.
We're gonna bring in the heavy bag. We're gonna bring in dominoes. I mean, it's gonna be fun.
Heavy bag and dominoes.
Well, we're gonna bring dominoes because we got to eat, and then we're gonna bring the heavy bag.
I
in.
thought you meant dominoes, as in like we were old Cuban men playing dominoes.
No, pizza.
No, dominoes. Pizza.
Okay, I got it.
Holy shit, a lot of people have worked here. Glad we built BubbaArmyHQ.com for all the PTSD memories.
Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Seth, does the Stamkos rumors start now?
Oh, they were starting them during the game last night.
Yeah. He looked like he knew he had a lot of trouble ahead when he didn't really want to get off the ice. You see him like holding his chin on his stick at the end of the game?
No.
Seth, did you watch it?
Yes. Yeah, he looked
like he was pensive and really.
I mean, I think he knows it's over. I think he knows it's not the way he wanted to go out, and
Their goalie was on fire though. The guy's so fucking good.
they've been good for a little while. Yeah, they've been good for a little while. It's not too much of a shocker.
Yeah, I mean it was gonna.
They've been. I mean they made major moves. Like each time the Lightning beat them the last few years, they made major moves to try to keep up.
The Lightning's got the same old stale team pretty much.
They do. Like they said last night, they're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to mix that core up. I don't know how you try to convince people you're winning a Stanley Cup without Steven Stamkos, though. What do I know?
There's some questionable calls yesterday, though.
No doubt about it. The interference calls were horrible.
Yeah, those were game changers. Too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, if you think about it, the first one, Lightning are up 1-0, because Florida came back with a power play and then got a goal.
Yeah.
That's kind of then when it was 2-2, and then it dropped to 2-1 because they took it away.
Yeah, that's true.
What the fuck is this?
I guess just from watching the end, it felt like Florida was gonna push through either way, but.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think after that second goal was taken back, Tampa was just pretty much like, yeah, fuck it.
But over the years, the Lightning won the Cup. Like they've had calls like that go their way.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot to win it all, and even those calls are part of it.
You know what some people said the conspiracy was?
What?
The NHL stepped in and they didn't want Stamkos to get hurt, so he could start his ride to Toronto.
Man, I hate it for Stamkos that he's gonna have to leave. I mean, the guy's been here since he was 18. He's 35.
Are they saying that?
I think you just do the math, Bubba. I think that they would have already taken care of him.
Maybe just looking for marketing chips. The nice thing though about it, Seth, and I don't know if you agree or disagree, is that because they have held on to so many players for so long, we know these guys. It's like when the Bucks did it in the 2000s. You know what I mean? We knew the whole defense. Everyone knew everyone's name. The Lightning. I mean, not the Lightning. The Rays, they have so much turnover that no one knows who the fuck is playing for the Rays every year.
Yeah, no, that is.
I can't follow who's playing because Lightning, you don't have to follow them closely, and 8 names.
Yeah.
Everyone knows 7 or 8 of those names.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They're household names, and it helps with sales. It helps with merch. It helps with the fan base.
Well, but this is, I know what sucks is, but then you go.
What up, Permagrom?
Fish on the J.
They're always competitive though.
They've been competitive.
I know, but I'm saying right, but like saying like, okay, we don't have big names. Like we didn't keep on Goria until he retired, but he would have been the old guy at third. But we got
Fuck. I got 2 drinks and 30 donut holes coming, but they're still 2 minutes away.
30 donut holes.
Well, I figured who eats one?
No, I'm just.
Everybody likes donut holes.
What up, LM Close?
From the place?
No, I ordered from Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme or whatever it makes them. I didn't order from the place. Oh, wait.
I was like,
You're the man, Blossy. I'm looking forward to hearing it, man.
protein shake, please.
No,
You guys just do you, man. Do you.
Good morning, Kabuki Jones.
109. He's 1 minute away. Come on, where are you? 101.
Posse. Guys, go follow Blossy the Posse.
When is the show going to be on the Willie?
I mean,
When's the show going to be on the Willie?
I mean, I could have it by Friday, I think.
Well, I mean, let's get it going, Cuzzo.
Well, Cuzzo, they're recording today, Cuzzo Wuzzo, and then they're working on it.
Okay.
There's a process here.
Sorry.
What up, Cracker Chris? I got it under
by the way,
control.
Everybody on YouTube, thank you for the super chat. We had a great month in the super chat. So if you're watching us on YouTube, there's obviously a way to give via the super chat, and it's been huge this month for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Dizzy.
After the show, make sure to check out BubbaArmyHQ.com. It's all things Bubba 24/7. And now back to the BRN.
We often think that we need to live a more healthy lifestyle, and it might mean we might have to make some huge changes to feel better and to start looking better. And quite frankly, Super Beet Heart Chews can certainly help you get on your way to controlling your blood pressure. It's blood pressure support in just 2 tasty chews, and they even promote a heart-healthy energy without the stimulation. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Super Beets are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle in itself. No pills to swallow, no ingredients to mix or prepare. It's plant-based, and it's no artificial sweeteners and or colors. You can double your potential with Super Beet Heart Chews and get a free month's supply of Super Beet Heart Chews on all bundles, including a free full-size bag of turmeric. That is an unbelievable value at $25, and it all starts and stops by going to BubbaLovesBeats.com. Get this exclusive offer at BubbaLovesBeats.com. I don't want to get everybody's hopes up, because chances are it won't happen. I mean, it's all good things that are fixing to happen to us usually fizzle out. But I am talking to a station in Hawaii right now.
All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do we have to go there?
I hope not.
I hope so.
They probably would make us go there. Oh, my God.
Awesome.
I'd have more anxiety than Seth.
Melissa Carpenter, $100.
Flying. Who? Melissa Carpenter?
Yeah.
Don't forget the super chat's wide open. By the way, Fish on the J 49 on the PayPal, Venmo at the Bubba Army. Dan, because it's a 10-hour flight.
First of all, we'll be sleeping the whole time in those little pods.
No, I mean, you think of the radio station that's going to have all of us out, they're going to buy us all first-class tickets?
No, I'm going to upgrade you and me to first class.
Oh.
And we'll be first-class lovers.
And the rest of the boys can be in the back?
It depends. Depends on how much it is.
Maybe Dan could just get us 6 inches of extended leg room.
Yeah, absolutely. Those seats go back, though, too.
Seth is like, listen, Sponjo, I don't need the full pod, but if I could just get 6 inches of leg and Wi-Fi, I'm straight up, cuzzo.
That's all I need for the 10-hour flight.
Right? Did you see where he's our local guy, but he's absolutely world renowned. I think people know him of him like in Japan and China and Australia and UK and that is the great Sheriff Grady Judd. And I think he's been the sheriff now for 20 plus years. In fact, nobody will even run against him. Like I think he's ran unopposed. Like the last 5 times.
Yeah.
And he says, I take that, when people run against me, I take that, it's a slap in the face because I'm not doing my job correctly. Everybody should know that you don't have a chance to be the sheriff of Polk County.
It's like running against Santa Claus. You're never going to beat Santa Claus.
Santa Claus ain't real, Dan.
But you can't beat Santa
I don't know that
Claus.
Santa Claus can be on a ballot.
But he's very lovable.
He's lovable.
On Z100.
Santa's lovable.
Anyway, the one thing about Grady is when Grady, who's the sheriff of Polk County, Florida, when bad things happen, he always has a press conference, and he has some of the coolest press conference. Now, this subject matter is not cool, and I'm hoping that the 2 police officers are okay, but 2 Polk County deputies were shot, I think, in a gunfight with one of those, have you seen on YouTube and stuff like these guys that walk around and they say that they're sovereign citizens and they're traveling and they don't need like a driver's license or a license. Don't need a tag because they're traveling and the officer is impeding their travel. It's some kind of archaic, stupid ass law that I don't think is really even a law. I don't know, but you've seen those people, right?
Yes.
Well, I guess one of those people, they call those people, sovereign citizens. The kind of guy that when the cops pull you over, he opens his window up like 3 inches and he slides his ID through there and he goes, I don't answer any questions. And the officer's like, sir, do you know why he pulled you over? I don't answer any questions.
Yeah, they don't pay any taxes.
Sir, do you have you don't have a license tag on your vehicle? Do you ever? Sir, I don't answer any questions. I am a sovereign citizen. I'm traveling to my destination.
They make custom tags at home for the car.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they make them, and I think they sell them. Maybe there's a couple of people making some good money on it, but it says, this one here, lawfully no driver license or insurance required, private, not for commerce use, private mode of travel, peace on earth, goodwill towards men.
So that's their license plate?
Yeah.
Man, if I'm Bubba Clem and I see that guy, I'm pulling him over immediately because it's been a little bit slow today. I haven't had any action. Me and my assistant Dan, it's been slow. We haven't had any shoplifters. We haven't had any bad guys or nothing.
You need something good in that body cam.
But this guy just drove by us, and he's one of those sovereign nation kind of guys. Let's light him up.
Yeah, I don't like soft sits.
Here we go.
County deputies who were shot in the line of duty. Here they are. They've been recovering.
And again, we're going to go to a Grady Judd press conference, and he'll talk about this excursion. But I hope, my first and foremost is I hope that the deputies are okay. I don't think that they have life-threatening injuries.
No.
But still, they got shot. Getting shot sucks.
They said one of them, if a fraction of an inch, he would have been dead.
In the hospital ever since the shooting happened early Saturday morning. Now, the suspect who shot them was killed in the shootout. Fox 13's Carla Byron is live.
Yeah, like for those scoring at home, and when you get in a shootout with Polk County, they're not going to try to hit you in the ankle to subdue. They literally will unload their every bullet that every police officer that's responding to this event they will drain everything they got in their magazines.
Then they'll bring your rotting carcass to the press conference.
Right, exactly.
The sheriff's office with more on this. Hi there, Carla. First and foremost, the deputies, how are they doing?
Well, some good news to report here, Mark. Lieutenant Chad Anderson has had 2 surgeries and is still in intensive care.
Oh.
He's critical but stable. He really is lucky to be alive. It's a miracle, truly.
Now, Dan, critical but stable in doctor's term, what does that mean?
That means you're not dying, but you had a really serious injury that probably required surgery. Or about to require surgery.
Critical but stable. Does that mean you're
not dying right now, but you had a significant injury.
And you're still not out of the woods, are you?
Not 100%, no.
And Deputy Craig Smith was in critical and stable condition and
That's
has since
serious.
been upgraded. Now, we learned...
Hold on. So that's...
Upgraded probably from critical and guarded. So stable means...
Since we have a real life doctor,
good.
Dan can give us the term. So
guarded's more scary.
So what's the level... So you're in ICU, which is intensive care, right?
Mm-hmm.
That in itself is like a whole nother level of heightened, situation, right?
Yes.
And so when they give reports to the person's condition, is it like critical and stable, critical and what's the worst?
Critical. Dead.
Okay, critical and dead.
Dead.
Okay,
It's just dead.
Then after dead comes
critical.
But then you can subset critical into stable.
Critical and unstable, you could say. Critical and unstable or guarded. But guarded's kind of a condition too. So it goes like critical, guarded, stable.
Right.
So critical yet stable is like dying but okay. So it's critical but he's not changing. There's no threatening of
now,
death right now.
At this point, when are they on like maybe a vent? At this point, if they're critical and unstable, are they on a vent?
On a vent would be more unstable, but you could be on a vent and be stable because sometimes they'll put you like in an induced coma because you had a head injury and you're critical but you're stable.
The sheriff.
And it's kind of semantics, Bubba. It's a blend. It's not really a distinct line.
And is medicine so dialed in, Dan, that let's say a guy has swelling on the brain and him being conscious or whatever it's called.
Conscious?
It puts him at more he cannot heal as correctly, or I'm sorry, he can't heal as quickly because he's alive and his brain's functioning and he's opening his eyes and he's processing stuff and he's talking and he's trying to function as a human being. So when doctors such as you, when you did residency in the emergency room of New Orleans, can you put people into? Are doctors so good that they can put you into a medical induced coma? And that allows your body to rest and to heal faster? Is that what that's for?
Well, there's two reasons. One is so you don't fight the ventilator. And if you require being on a ventilator,
it's not good.
It's not fun. It's like, forcing someone to breathe off a scuba tank when they're not used to it. And a lot of times they'll do what they call fighting the vent. And that's very counterproductive. So in those people, you just sedate them heavily so that they're passed out and they might as well be like in anesthesia.
Because their body naturally wants to fight that breathing for them, correct?
Correct.
And they're wearing themselves out at that point.
Right.
So you put them in what you call like a medical-induced coma?
Correct.
Now, does an anesthesiologist do that or does a doctor do that?
Well, an anesthesiologist is a doctor, but usually it's the critical care people now because over the last 20 years, as more doctors' practices became purchased and owned by hospitals, they started. My
buddy's general practice got bought up by Advent Health, and then was given a 2-year wrap-up deal.
It's kind of disgusting, I mean, that so many non-doctors can profit off of doctors' backs. I mean, they've really become the slaves to the healthcare system.
But
it's
disgusting. Advent rolled in. They're like, "How many patients you got?" He told them, which is a lot.
Right.
He's like, his name was Joe. And they're like, "Hey, Joe, here's the deal. We're Advent Health. We can turn your family practice into an Advent Health Center. And we'll bring in a nurse practitioner for you. You'll be the doctor. You come in for the next 2 years. We're going to give you, $5 million down and another $5 million over 5 years." You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, how do you not take that as a doctor?
Right, I understand.
If they did that to you, numbers higher, of course, but you'd do it.
Everyone's got a number.
If Advent Health came to you and said, "Dan, we want to open up an Advent Health plastic surgery center, and we want to, use your name, whatever. We're going to give you $10 million down and pay you $10 million over 5 years, and you got to work a 5-year deal."
Goodbye.
Say, "Where do I sign?"
Yeah.
Send the paperwork to Jay. Right?
Yep.
So when you're in a medical-induced coma, can they bring you back at any time?
Yes.
But as compared to a regular coma, right? Like a regular coma, you just wake up when they're trying to get you to wake up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in a medical-induced coma, they can
keep you snowed for a few days straight just so you don't fight the vent. And then sometimes if you have a brain injury,
"Keep me snowed for 3 days so I don't fight the vent." New Morgan Wallen song.
So sometimes, they'll hyperventilate someone or put them in a cold situation if they have a head injury because sometimes hypothermia, and excessive ventilation, hyperventilation will help.
They pack in ice.
They'll cool you down. Sometimes they'll pack in ice and they'll breathe really fast so that you have less swelling of the brain. And so there's a couple other reasons to do it.
But it's like, are these the decisions that like neurosurgeons are coming?
The neurosurgeons, neurologists, the
who makes this
intensivists.
call? Who makes these calls?
Usually it's a group decision.
Right.
So
Kenny Priz could make this call, right? As a brain surgeon.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
He'd come in and say, "Listen, okay, we're going to cool the body down. We're going to hyperventilate Willie. And we're going to snow him out for 3 days."
When they have people that sick in the ICU, sometimes they'll have what's called a multidisciplinary rounds, where the neurosurgeon, the intensivist, and the respiratory therapist and the nurses all get together round on each patient and say, "Okay, what are we doing here? What's our goals? What we need to get as far as consultations? What's our next steps? What's
our numbers?"
Right, exactly. What's the numbers? Where are we heading? Up, down? So it's I think that intensive care has become way more sophisticated over the last 15 years because, again, you have more than one set of eyes looking at it from different perspectives.
And have they come up with machines that could potentially you would have died 10 years ago, but now they got this certain machine they can hook you up to and you got a chance of living?
The only things that they've really advanced as far as stuff like that is extracorporeal circulatory machines where they pull the blood out of you, circulate it, and put it back into you.
That's how I heard Michael Magic Johnson beat AIDS.
Right. Well, they filtered it.
Somebody told me, listen, the ongoing conspiracy theory and on this, the various things that I read and saw was that Magic Johnson became completely HIV and AIDS free he would go to Mexico. And, a lot of countries have more aggressive, new medical techniques that they're trying than we in America. We're not usually.
The FDA straps people from doing and advertising certain techniques.
Well, supposedly in Mexico, you could go down to this one place. I don't know, and it was like I heard it was like $5 million to get it done, and they literally, Dan, they suck out all your blood, but they're pumping in new blood at the same rate that they're pumping out the old blood, so that your body doesn't get depleted. So if they're taking out a pint, every 3 minutes, they're putting in a pint every 3 minutes, and then they completely flush you. So completely flush out so that all your old blood's gone, and like they almost do double the amount just to make sure every small ounce is, and then boom. And you do that enough, and you get rid of all
the bad stuff.
Yeah, you get everything that's in your blood that's bad, that's causing you to test positive for HIV or AIDS. Now completely, it's been flushed out. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it?
It does.
Have you heard that too?
I heard it was they didn't replace it, but they filtered it or microwaved it while it was out. They were giving him his own blood back because at that time, people didn't really want other people's blood because they were afraid of catching AIDS.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't screened well.
Especially in Mexico.
Yeah.
There you go.
Says he was radicalized, a radicalized sovereign citizen.
Okay.
Let me introduce you to our suspect that tried to murder.
By the way, who's dead now because we put 66 bullets in him.
My deputies did his best.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says 26-year-old Kyron Caples went by the name Kaimak Elbe. He identified
Kaimak Elbe.
Oh, yeah, Kaimak.
As Moorish and was homeless.
His car started rolling. They grabbed the window, and all of a sudden, he started shooting.
The shooting happened early Saturday morning at Hunt Fountain County.
I got to tell you.
Those basketball hoops are nice.
I was just getting ready to say. For public housing, I'm saying for public school systems, those are some badass Euro-looking rims, are they not, Lummy? We didn't have anything like that.
No. Beautiful streets.
Nice.
The pavement's in good shape.
County Park. Deputies say it appeared Caples was living in his car. One deputy tried to tell him the park was closed and he had to leave, but he wasn't cooperative. More deputies were called and tried to remove him from the car, but he started shooting. 2 deputies were hit. Lieutenant Chad Anderson, who had a bullet lodged between his heart and spinal column.
Oh, man.
The projectile lodged.
Dan, you had a
guy
bullet
in critical condition
between your heart and your spinal.
It's hard to get to it.
And what does it tear and as it's going through there? Like
it tore a lung. That's all. It tore a lung. So he's got a pneumothorax. So he probably has a chest tube. And they're probably just going to leave that bullet there. You don't have to take out bullets.
Heart
That's a fallacy.
and a spinal column. He was fractions of an inch from either being paralyzed
or dying
from the chest down.
Hey, I know Grady has 4 stars, but don't you feel like Seth like Grady might be a 5-star guy? He's been around so long and is so well known that he needs another star on there really to gaudy it up. Don't you think?
Agree. I've seen sheriffs interviewed that have 6 stars.
Yeah, I think Grady needs 10.
Yeah, just give him
I think Grady needs 2 rows of stars. Don't you think?
He should be the governor by now, but he just never wants to leave the position.
Did you know, honest to God, do you remember? You might have been gone, but
you're ride along, right?
Well, I did a ride along with him a couple years ago, but yeah, it was when he told me that. But I also just made a donation to that young police officer that lost my foundation, the Bubba the Love Sponge Foundation, that specializes in taking care of fallen officers' widows. But I did talk to him one time, Seth, like for real, like we were talking. He's like, "Listen, you wouldn't believe how many times the Republican GOP and the head of Florida GOP, or just, the GOP in general, have begged me to run for governor of Florida. They're like, I'll win, hands down, like,
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, but I don't want to, because people up there and on that level, there's an element of having to answer to and bought and paid for.
Well, he can't get stuff done like you can here.
Right. He's like, meanwhile, I can roll around Polk County, and what if I'm God. I mean, he is probably next to God. He's the next most important person in Polk County. He's very godlike, is he not?
Mm-hmm. Killed if it had have gone into his heart.
And Deputy Craig Smith, who was shot in the arm. The sheriff says the suspect considers himself a sovereign citizen, meaning he doesn't believe in following federal, state, or local laws. He was killed when deputies returned fire. 2 more guns, including a modified AR-15, were found in his car. He has no criminal history and only had a suspended license. The sheriff says he talked with his mother, who is in total shock.
Karen Caples is my son. He went to Fresno State after 3 years of college and in studying business. He left. He apparently was radicalized while he was at Fresno State. She said, I raised him as a Christian boy.
The sheriff says the situation could have been avoided if Caples had just complied with deputies, since he was not one of the teenage burglary suspects they were looking for.
He was not a target. He was not a problem until he made himself a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I got to think that maybe if he's not a felon, which he said he had no record, and he's rolling around, I mean, I think you need a driver's license and a license plate and registration, so that's probably strike number 1. But I don't know that they can tic-tac the gun charges on. I mean, I think you're allowed to transport guns in Florida, or as long as I think.
Hey, nothing wrong with what he did until he pulled out a gun and started shooting the cops.
Right.
And then once that happens, then everything in his car is now illegal because it's part of a crime.
So if he would have said, "Okay, I got some guns underneath the seat, but I'm stepping out. Go ahead and handcuff me, but I'm just going to let you know I got." He would
no charge.
He might get a little tic-tac Willie, that nothing he couldn't get out of. But the minute you take that handgun and you start shooting a cop, all bets are off. Now everything that was, and Grady's exactly right. Everything that wasn't a problem automatically now is a major problem. Because now those guns that you carried were used in the commission of trying to kill 2 deputies, injuring both. So that's all you got to do, listen, I know you bad guys out there don't want to go to jail. And if you don't have any warrants or anything like that, and maybe you've been driving drunk or something like that, if you just act like a gentleman and know, okay, listen, they may throw me in jail, but I'm not going to ruin my life. If this guy had just literally got out of the car, let him handcuff him, and they're going to throw him in jail for not having whatever. Even if they tic-tac the gun charges on him, you're not supposed to be carrying a gun. This and that. I mean, you can get a good enough lawyer, Dan, that you can get these pled down if you've been a good guy and you just follow along. But
right, and so, thanks to the 6th Amendment, you should get a quick and speedy resolution to your problems, and this will all be over in just a few months, or you can die,
or you're dead, or you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison, potentially on the death row.
Now, it is going to take months for these deputies to recover. The sheriff's office is taking monetary donations on their behalf, splitting it 50-50. So if that is something that you would like more information on, you can go to our website, fox13news.com. Mark.
All right.
I'm gonna call Grady today.
Oh, okay.
And ask if I can run over next week and drop off a check for my foundation.
Awesome.
To help those boys out. That's what I'm going to do.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
Oh my God, Daniel. Oh, shit.
I got one more red or a match one, so I don't know if those one or two of those.
Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome.
I might snack it up with the pigmentation guys today.
Yeah.
Oh, man. One guy said he bought a shirt.
Good.
I had to put an extra squirt of a couple things in there, Lummy, and I oversweetened it.
It was pretty sweet.
It's too sweet.
It was pretty good, but
it's too sweet.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Donald's. You know, cops have such a tough job. I mean, they're literally like a call away from being shot.
Who?
Cops.
Police.
Oh, I know.
They're just a phone call away, or not a phone call, but a dispatch away from being in a life or death situation, or being put in a situation where they don't have a good answer because they're going to get fucked. Whatever they do, they're fucked.
Yeah, I could
Does Neil Mott place here?
We could taste it at the bottom. Just go and do it, and I put my shot all the way down.
Oh, is that one problem? Is it too far down, maybe?
Because when I put it all the way, you could taste like it.
But it's still too sweet.
Here, but because like I was digging like up here, and then I was like, and
Yeah,
it was
it's
like,
way too
it was
sweet.
like the syrup. It was all syrup right in my mouth.
Bubba Cankles, thank you, Bubba's.
Thank you, Bubba's Cankles. On the way.
First up here at 6 is a crime scene the sheriff described as gruesome. The violent murders of a woman and her 4-year-old daughter yesterday in a mobile home in Dover. Now tonight you see the man believed to be
He looks like he's a local.
He has been arrested thanks to some dedicated work by the Hillsborough County deputies. Fox 13's Ariel Placencia joining us live now from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. And Ariel, it took deputies almost 24 hours to find this dangerous suspect.
That's right, Chris. The sheriff says that the 911 call actually came in 2 hours after the crime itself, so the suspect had a head start. Now, detectives eventually found him in a heavily wooded area just a couple of miles away from the crime scene. And tonight's body cam video is showing us the moment that he was arrested. At Blaze, you can build your own pizza exactly how you like it. Choose your toppings, including sauces, cheeses, meats, veggies, and food fiber up to about 100. The search for unhealthy food truck began around 5:30 p.m. Wednesday.
Yes, really. Visit us online at blazepizza.com or download the Blaze Pizza app today.
What the fuck is this? I'll give you courtesy today.
Were called out to a mobile home on Sumner Road in Dover, where they found a woman and her 4-year-old daughter.
We now know that he staffed these 2 victims.
The young child, Estrella Anastasia Peckcock, was not related to the suspect, who was, however, romantically involved with her mother, Amalia Kopchak Peck.
This was a gruesome scene.
Evidence indicated the mother tried to run for help before she was killed, the sheriff said.
What's up,
Kuchak
Brian?
was
This is your
nowhere
mouth
to
was
be
there.
found.
Good
We
morning.
immediately set up
Gents,
a perimeter.
HKDD, good morning.
2.5 to 3 miles wide.
Aviation and canine units searched the wooded area overnight and found Kuchak's bloody shirt. And this morning, an undercover detective spotted the suspect.
A heavy jacket, almost like a Parker jacket. So he sees this as
Alright, that's it. I'm going to maker.
I just made dinner plans for Saturday night.
You a Dr.
For who?
I made dinner plans.
For who?
For me. With
With who?
Your sister.
your sister!
Ah.
Woo! I'm the new Anna.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna crash out at her fucking house. I mean, I'll have my family there, but you never invited me to your house for dinner, Bubba. I will say that.
Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Why don't you give these fucking shirts a hard sell, man?
He's been more faithful to the Packers than to his own wife. Yes. Welcome back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, I got some Lummy-like activities that I need to be done. I'll even pay you a little bit of a bonus for helping me out.
Oh, thank you. Bubba's Cankles 50 on the rant.
But I need to know what your schedule is. Now, I got Clem Cush today. Are you going to be here? Are you out of here? Do you have some time to do anything today?
I have a little bit of time today.
What's that?
I'll be here for a little bit after.
Yeah, I gotta maybe right after the show.
Landscape stuff?
But no. That's heavy moving stuff. But let me. That's usually like when you're most like the first 15 or 20 minutes right after the show is usually when you're your busiest. Are you not?
Yeah, kind of. But I mean, if you want to show me, I can get it done.
No. I need it. You need my help.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're gonna need my help.
I gotcha.
It might even today might even be premature. So whatever.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I need. We'll just
You need another set of hands or muscles?
Yeah, I need like maybe two or three. No, I mean Rhett's not
macho.
No, it's beneath.
I've been lifting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Should I talk to the two homeless guys next door?
No, but
before we get Seth,
I will tell you this, man. They're the two homeless guys next door, man. That when I was out, I was maybe it was maybe 4 o'clock. I was here working in the back, and they were arguing.
Oh,
and I think they're Spanish or something.
Oh no!
And they were arguing, and I could hear them arguing. So I almost wanted to go over and get my bear spray
and spray him
and just spray over the wall. But then I'm thinking
at the noise, just randomly spray at the noise.
Well, here's the thing,
They're
Dan.
human beings, Bubba.
But Dan,
They're
here's
not
the
trying
thing.
to sneak. They're not
I'm not trying to.
You don't know that.
I'm not trying to penalize them for arguing. I'm trying to deter them from living there.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you guys can argue wherever you want. I just
argue down the street.
I just would prefer that you not live on the other side of my fence.
Well, they're not doing anything, right?
Well, Bubba, you could make it so it's unpleasant for them to live there, and so a way to do it peacefully and without being anything that's illegal or violent is just every afternoon flood the area with water.
Okay, that's our water bill, Dr. Dan.
I'm not saying for like 2 hours. I mean, squirt it down for 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden they're not going to want to sleep where it's wet.
No, it will dry
That's a
up.
pretty good idea.
Well, no, you know what I've been doing, Bubba?
Well, no, I need you to know. You and I might need to get on the same page.
I was tossing
Operation D homeless.
Yeah. I've been
throwing
tossing
Bella's turds over there.
Yes. Poop and water, especially when they mix.
Poop, water, and bear spray.
Yeah, but then it's going to smell over here.
Yeah,
you're afraid you're afraid your goats might get some residual bear spray, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, me throwing the poop over there, I think I took out one of their spots. Maybe that's what they were arguing about.
But I do like.
Did you poop in my bed?
I do like.
No.
I do like Dan's idea. We do have a hose that we can get over there, Lummy, and we literally just,
let it down every afternoon for a few days in a row. They'll stop.
Yeah, but then here's the thing, Dan. Here's what I'm most afraid of. Then they know who's doing this.
Yes.
And right now, we almost have them as kind of like they don't mess with us, and they kind of are like night watchmen. And Lummy, I think our fence is so big and secure and got barbed wire. Like I don't think that they would jump over it.
No, unless I guess we start messing with them a lot more. So,
Dan, here's the thing. They live on the other side of the fence, and they're causing no issues other than every once in a while arguing. So, maybe we not mess with them, and they won't mess with us because if they know that, well, those mother effers over there, they throw dog poop and they water our place down, and they probably got them. I think you will attest that they got kind of a nice little thing going over there, don't they? They got kind of a nice little camp going on over there.
Yeah, they got 2 tents, a little umbrella, and they had a chair, which I don't know where the chair
BS,
went.
Bubba. I'd cancel all that. Why do you have to live in fear of a homeless dude right outside your fence? Why do you have to worry about how they're going to act? They should clear those guys out of there. You should make it unpleasant for them, and they should be gone. This isn't a campground.
Property, Dr.
Dan. It's a city of Tampa.
So they don't do anything about it?
No. If you call, they're like, we don't.
So you can just put a tent up in front of the courthouse.
No,
That's city of Tampa property.
But you can put a tent. You can put a tent up in the woods right beside Bubba Clem's place.
That's ridiculous.
That ain't a problem.
Nope.
It's ridiculous.
In fact, if you're putting a tent outside of Bubba Clem's place, you're not having one outside City Hall.
Right.
So stay over there on Nassau, bitch. That's about as far away from City Hall as you can get. That ain't gonna help us one bit.
Bear spray is could be considered battery, but putting water there is nothing.
Again, I think we just let them be.
Yeah.
Because we're not having... Now, Dan, if we start having issues of, them, breaking into stuff, or we can tell... By the way, I had the whole back area blinked up. So if they jump the fence, Lummy, I got a wireless blink in one of those containers facing them.
Oh, good.
So
okay.
we know. I can go back and check blink if they jump the fence. If anybody goes in the back there, I got like 4 blink cameras that I can go back and look.
And a pit bull that runs back there sometimes. They ain't going back in your backyard. They don't want to get gored by a goat or bitten by a pit bull.
Well, that's what we got them buffaloed into thinking.
Right. And you should have that dog running out there all the time,
She does.
random hours.
She did. Last night, she went out there at 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
and just
start barking at him.
Yeah, I mean, Merch Crick was over here packing and shipping till the wee hours. I was already in bed.
Getting those new shirts here.
Yeah, she was all about this Operation Pigmentation deal. Which, by the way, go to Bubba Army shop, Bubba Army store, BubbaArmyMerch.com, and get them now while you can. Seth's sporting his. Do you think the boys will like them?
Yeah.
I think they like them a lot.
I sent Craig a text and he said nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I think
So, I think we let the homeless people just let it be.
Yeah.
Until they do something. Dan wants to go and put his boot on their neck right now. I just would feel like,
Well,
Lummy,
Dr. Dan,
have you talked to any of these guys, Lummy? Are you the ambassador to these guys?
I've talked to one guy on a bike, but I don't think he's the one that lives there because he was trying to pick up some of the stuff we had on the side of the road one day.
I had a homeless guy that was sleeping in my. I had a homeless guy sleeping in my parking in my office. You know that little parking structure I have.
Yeah, so they keep the sun off your Ferrari.
Right. And so I had a guy sleeping there, and do you know what I did? I went to my office early in the morning, 3 days in a row, and almost ran over his head. And he stopped sleeping there.
Neil Malpin said $9.99 super chat.
It's not a nice way to wake up when you have a Ferrari coming in at 40 miles an hour and stops about 4 inches from your head as you're wakening up. So stay off my property, stay out of my parking garage.
He's not on my property.
And stay away from me.
But he's not on my property.
You want to send Tuttle over there tomorrow?
Maybe. Hey, guys, just want to let you know it's Tuttle on my first day back, and I'm on the streets already. So listen.
Can you keep it down or argue in English?
Bubba says that you guys are over here being very disruptive and everything, and I'd like to see if you guys could possibly relocate. Here's a $5 bill.
Well, when I talked to the guy on the bike, they have a little homeless community where they all kind of join up at the end of the block across the street from Brinks, and it's back in the woods.
Now see, they can them being over there. I have no problem. That's one. It's very wildernessly, like it's pretty thick over there. This little area we got beside our fence is just a little sparse. Like it's
not a lot of cover.
Not a lot of cover.
Well,
right, Lummy?
Yeah. Well, the guy said that he still thinks he was telling me that might be the storage area for those 2 people that have been there before.
So you're saying that, man, these homeless people around this area, they got like maybe our area for storage, and then they sleep somewhere else. And then they do so
they can hang out. They hang out
multiple
sometimes.
homes. They're homeless with multiple homes.
Because remember when we talked to
the cops come,
Guatemala,
if the cops come, then and they tear their stuff down, they're like, they don't even know about our storage facility over by Bubba's.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we got the good stuff.
Because they were storing next door where the fence is up now.
I know that Lummy is afraid of that when they all are gathered together. I know that is unpleasant for Lummy to have to even think about confronting any of them.
I mean, they got a little community down the street. I mean, they have a stolen trash can that they put out on the side of the road.
They have a well-oiled operation.
And the city of Tampa picks it up.
Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Hold on. Here we go.
Of a woman and her 4-year-old daughter. Yes, the crime scene.
Now, you think this guy's... I'm just asking because perhaps he is. But do you think that this guy is in our country legally?
No, he's illegal from Guatemala.
So this guy, they've already determined.
Yes.
This is an illegal from Guatemala.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And I got to tell you, man, and I'm heavy of it on our Twitter. Our Twitter is at the Bubba Army. It's a great follow. I give you a cross section of all kinds of crazy stuff with my opinions. And we're going to hit 5 million impressions for the month of April.
Woo.
So thank you guys.
Nobody could do it but you, Sponge.
Nobody can do it but me.
Best ever.
But one of my things that I really retweet and really expand upon is illegal immigrants that cause criminal activity. And I think there's 8, 9, 10 different cases going on in America where illegal immigrants or illegal aliens have crossed the border and got into our country illegally with no paperwork, and they've traveled to and from, and now they're starting to kill Americans. So these people that we are letting in illegally and legally are now starting to, slowly triculate into different parts of our country because when you cross the border and they process you, they literally, our federal government asks you where you want to go. Rather than, I mean, wouldn't one think that our federal government would be saying, hey, Juan, make a 180-degree turn and get to stepping out of our country? Like, we're not letting you in. We're telling you to go back. And now we're going to write you on some paperwork here that you got 1 strike trying to get in. 3 strikes and you'll never get in for the rest of your life.
Well, that's what the law demands, but that's not what's happening under this current administration.
No, instead, we're like, hey, Juan, start walking north and do whatever you got to do. Juan makes his way to Florida. Juan does a double murder. Juan is he dead or did they catch him?
They caught him.
Remember the guy in New York, one of the most famous ones now, that went on to Georgia and killed a co-ed. Remember that?
Yeah, the runner.
Like, this doesn't happen if you don't let people. I mean, listen, we don't have to keep our borders locked forever, but we need to lock them down until we can figure out how to do this the right way, because we're not doing it the right way right now. I mean, giving away free money, letting these people live in New York City at the Roosevelt Hotel, giving them stipends, feeding them, housing them, giving them phones, giving them, if you're in New York and you don't want to be in New York no more, I think we showed it last week, one illegal immigrant was like, I just put in, I guess they got some kind of department, I just put in, I want to go to Chicago, so I get 2 tickets to go to Chicago now. So we're just flying these people, these illegal aliens, all across the country. New York sucks. I need to go to Chicago. Oh, it sucks. So I need to go to Los Angeles. Well, it sucks. So I need to go to San Fran.
Do you think, Bubba, when you're an illegal immigrant and you make it to Dover, Florida, do you feel like you've made it, or do you feel like you've left some more on the table?
I think you're
gotta
tired.
Keep going?
I think you're tired.
Okay.
It's been a long walk.
The sheriff described as gruesome the violent murders of a woman and her 4-year-old daughter yesterday at a mobile home in Dover. Now tonight, you see
Hold
the
on.
man believed.
The woman, it's a grown woman and her 4-year-old daughter.
I think he was the husband and father.
No, he was.
He was just a random ass guy.
He was the boyfriend of her.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
There was a relationship. Okay. It's just
My
boyfriend.
mistake.
Yeah, he was the boyfriend of the woman.
she's into illegals, huh?
Well, she was also an illegal.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's more illegals killing illegals.
So illegals killing an illegal. Was the kid legal?
No.
Kid might have been legal if it was born in here.
It wasn't. The father's in Guatemala.
To be responsible for that, he has been arrested thanks to some dedicated work by the Hillsborough County deputies. Fox 13's
So
Ariel
this is
Placid-
an illegal. This is an illegal that killed an illegal
and another illegal
and an illegal kid.
Yep.
3 triple illegals. Joining us live now from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. In Ariel, it took deputies almost 24 hours to find this dangerous suspect.
That's right, Chris. The sheriff says that the 911 call actually came in 2 hours after the crime itself, so the suspect had a head start. Now, detectives eventually found him in a heavily wooded area just a couple of miles away from the crime scene. And tonight, body cam video is showing us the moment that he was arrested.
There was nowhere.
Hold on. Let me. Anytime I think that you take a mug shot and they got that green vest on you, I think you might be on suicide watch.
Oh, really?
Or they got you.
Is that a bulletproof vest?
Yeah, that or
I think it's like contained.
It's a containment
Oh,
vest.
like a straight jacket?
Yeah.
Lock your arms up.
Yeah.
Oh, like a straight jacket.
I think it's a containment jacket where you've been a problem.
It's heavy.
And it
Yeah, he murdered 2 people.
Yeah.
I'd put him in
Murderer
that.
would be able to hide that we wouldn't find him.
The search for Angel Kuzchak began around 5:30 p.m.
Unheld Kuzchak? Is that his name?
Yep.
Unheld Kuzchak.
Yeah, you got it.
Sounds like something that Seth and Phoebe might get into this weekend. Little unused Kuzchak.
Wednesday, deputies were called out to a mobile home on Sumner Road in Dover, where they found a woman and her 4-year-old daughter dead.
Quite the living facility there, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice
We
awning.
now know
right next to the strawberry field.
He stabbed these 2 victims.
The young child, Estrella Anastasia Petkak, was not related to the suspect, who was, however, romantically involved with her mother, Amalia Kakchak-Depek.
This was a gruesome scene.
Evidence indicated the mother tried to run for help before she was killed, the sheriff said. Kuzchak was nowhere to be found.
We immediately set up a perimeter a perimeter almost 2.5 to 3 miles wide.
Aviation and K-9 units searched the wooded area overnight and found Kuschak's bloody shirt. And this morning, an undercover detective spotted the suspect.
Wearing a heavy jacket, almost like a parka jacket. So he sees this Hispanic male walking out of what is almost like an abandoned barn.
Knowing that he'd been spotted, the sheriff said Kuschak ran away again. But K-9 units were able to track him down.
That area right there looks like the homeless camp next door.
It sure does.
Right here.
Yeah.
It's fixed up.
Body cam video shows deputies closing in on the suspect, who was hiding in a heavily wooded area about 2 miles away from the crime scene.
Give me your hands now! You better show them to me now!
Detectives worked their way through overgrown vegetation to arrest him.
Put your hand behind your back.
Video shows one of the K-9s with the suspect's jacket in its mouth.
This murderer.
Hey,
well, now
nothing's worse as a bad guy is when they bring Sparky in on you, because Sparky goes right for the short meat behind your arms and behind your, like he just comes in.
He knows how to hurt you.
He only knows, and there's only one command that he knows. After he's attacked, after they've already turned him on you, or they give him the word to attack and he starts biting the hell out of you, he only knows one word, and that's when to stop. Other than that, he just keeps biting at any short meat he can find.
It's a lot of open space out there too, all the open property, so he'll literally hawk you down.
Oh yeah,
he should
Spark
be
will get
not
you.
a lot of places to run and hide.
And if you're a K-9 handler, you might want to let Spark go like an extra 5 or 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, he's happy. He should be happy he didn't get arrested in Polk County.
Oh yeah, because he would have been
just
killed.
Blasted him.
Grady says we have some police dogs, but bullets are better than police dogs.
Face the full weight of the criminal justice system for this heinous and vile murders.
The suspect and the two victims are from Guatemala, and they had been in the Dover area for about 3 months, I'm told. Meanwhile, the sheriff says that his office doesn't have any information that these 3 people were here legally. Chris?
Incredible work there by the deputies, but just so...
Yeah, so here's 3 people that there's no paper trail of them supposedly coming into the country, being in the Tampa metro. There's no paperwork for these people. What do these people do for a living? Like, do they? I mean, like,
they live next to the strawberry fields. So.
Probably picking strawberries.
Terribly unfortunate that it was even necessary to find someone.
Are my strawberry prices going up next week?
They're going up anyway.
Bubba, that kind of violence, especially to a child.
He killed her because she was out with a friend for 3 hours instead of her allotted hour and a half.
I mean, that's alpha. You're an hour and a half late. I mean, what's a guy to do?
Yeah.
Giselle Bunch, Tom Brady's ex. Giselle, how do you say Giselle Bunch? How do you?
I think it's
Bunchen.
She got pulled over. Cop gave her a break, and I think that she was like she's afraid of all the paparazzi that are following her and stuff like that. Listen, Giselle. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, put yourself out there.
You put yourself out there. You're blasting your jiu-jitsu guy. Tom's just, he's just partying. I mean, they're getting ready to do full-blown Netflix. You think Giselle's a little bit jealous in the fact that Tom has been able to go and be a rock star post-Giselle, and Giselle's just noted for blasting her jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, but I'm sure she had some satisfaction absolutely destroying his last year of professional football.
I mean, you're right.
She had the last laugh. And if she's so rich, get a limo. Get a one of those big vans, the Mercedes vans,
a Sprinter
or something like that. I mean, why should Britney Spears and her and all these people worth $100 million be driving around themselves like jabronis?
I mean, like Rob Elder, who's probably the richest guy we know. He's got a guy that drives him around in a Sprinter all day.
So he doesn't have to deal with this.
Yeah, he ain't got to deal with none of this. He sits back here and watches this whatever the hell.
I'll give you a courtesy today.
Thank you. I was just trying to escape from that guy.
I understand who you are. I know that. I'll give you there's nothing I can do about that.
No, but he's stalking me.
Okay, well then file a report with Miami Beach because it was...
Yeah, quit being so hot, wearing short skirts, and, go...
Baseball cap.
Yeah.
From Miami Beach. Okay? So...
There's more than... Look at that.
Okay, so I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that.
I mean, she does look beautiful. Not an ounce of makeup, just, wash and wear. She looks great.
Yep. Almost handsome.
But, what do you need? Why are you crying?
I am. Everywhere I go, I have these guys up to me. Nothing protects me. I can do nothing. I just want to live my life.
I can't prevent them from doing their job, which is to take pictures.
Oh, what a victim.
Do you need anything else? Can I assist you in anything else?
Time.
All right. You're welcome.
Nice guy.
Tom's got a Netflix special and $35 billion a year at Fox, and I'm just blasting my jiu-jitsu guy.
It's not fair.
I think she's doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't at one time she actually was worth more and made more than Tom Brady?
And she probably still is worth more.
Yeah, she's worth a couple hundred million.
Oh, really?
That's why Tom Brady's jobbing himself out for roasts.
She lost a significant amount of money on the FTX deal.
Oh, she did?
But, I mean, she's still well off. She'll be fine.
I hope, before I go, let me go into words here, but we'll come back with this.
$400 million.
Trump and DeSantis met privately for several hours in Miami. Trump, don't do it. Don't do it, buddy.
Oh no, he's
Don't.
never going to. There's no way.
No, this is for money. This is for money.
Yeah, they were getting on the same page for the Florida vote.
Okay.
Well, you're talking about VP, right?
Yeah, this wasn't a VP deal.
No, I don't like
No, that's not happening.
They were trying to tap into DeSantis' fundraising, I believe.
Okay. So DeSantis would be like, listen, I got Florida covered for you, boss. I'll go on a big, campaign raising trail.
Yeah, DeSantis backs Trump
He
in
has
Florida.
not endorsed him yet.
Right.
So now he's finally, they're putting, their bygones be bygones, let their bygones be bygones, and now they're going to go ahead, bury the hatchet, and say, let's raise money together. I supported you, you support me, and he needs to take Florida to win the presidency.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, here's the
Absolutely.
thing. I mean, if he wins, well, you won Florida, so you put that in he won category. So if he wins every place that he won before, and he picks up Georgia, Arizona, and then at that point you just need one of these.
Wisconsin or Pennsylvania or something?
You just hold on. If you pick up Georgia and Arizona, then all you need is just one of these following: Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan. If you just win one of those, I think you're in.
I think you have to have Ohio no matter what, but the other ones, you're right.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone has to have Ohio in order to get to that 270.
What tripped everybody up this past one is when Arizona and Georgia, who always is red, went blue.
Yep.
Right.
That's completely what went awry.
And for the last few months, Trump has been leading in Michigan, Wisconsin, and tied or slightly above Biden in Pennsylvania. And so the Democrats are freaking out about that.
Well, I'm sure they'll be out there collecting votes and waiting for the day.
Well, I saw an article yesterday that
Let's
DC voters can vote when they're not non-citizens.
Let's not get
DC.
Let's not get too political, man. You wouldn't believe the emails that come in.
Okay,
Seth handles them pretty nicely.
That's just reporting the state
Seth's
of the
like, sorry, buddy. Sorry, good riddance.
Did you like? I don't know. Sometimes
I like the way you respond.
Yeah, that last one was good.
I mean,
we don't care.
I don't know what these people are thinking when they send some of these emails, Bubba, but I have to let them know because I know they're not always going to get a reply, but sometimes I have to, just speak for the business, and I hope that's okay.
They're like,
Hold
listen,
on.
here's the deal.
That one wasn't even about us talking about Trump. That was us talking about Biden. He got mad at us because we talked.
He
the
didn't
Biden.
even listen.
Yeah.
Can I have it right here? Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, read it,
The guy
please.
goes-
And then I'd like you to read your response.
Okay, the guy goes, didn't listen to a segment of today's show. I turn any channel, TV, or radio that tries to force me to listen to Brandon, our president. Also, I rarely listen to your buddy Stern anymore. He's a complete phony. He hid who he was from the fans for years till America's Got Talent and COVID. Then he showed us he's always been a socialist. I don't dig phony people and think he's a complete piece of shiz. F Brandon and Stern. I go, hey, buddy, I got to tell you, we don't care.
Right. and here's the deal, man. We definitely, especially when Dan is in here, we lean Trump. But
yeah, but this guy was mad about Howard Stern, like
I know.
which we
Biden,
don't,
yeah.
I mean,
and listen, my position yesterday on Howard was, Howard's my friend. We're not going to talk politics. He's never missed a birthday or Christmas since 2006. I always get a handwritten card from him, and what he's doing on his show, and how you feel he's changed. And who he politically aligns himself with, quite frankly, has nothing to do with our friendship. And I love Howard. He's my friend, and his show has changed tremendously as he's gotten older. But that's on him. Like that's not a bearing on our friendship.
And Bubba, you nailed it. I mean, it's a president interview. There's certain things like a lawyer shouldn't be penalized because he represents someone, and a media person shouldn't be penalized. I know, but they shouldn't be. And a media entity shouldn't be penalized for who he's interviewing. No one's mad at Tucker because some people were, but unjustly, to be mad at Tucker because he interviewed Putin. I mean, he did it with respect. He wasn't a dick to him. He was respectful for because he was the leader of Russia. And so no one messed with someone just recently interviewed Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping, whatever his name is.
Oh, the Chinese president?
Yeah, Xi Jinping. And so interviewing him is huge. It's very important. It's iconic. It's a great get. And the questions you ask him, you could give some criticism as to how he handled them, but you can't interview a governor, a president, or a leader of a major country or any country without giving some respect.
When you're in the media, and there are just some interviews that you get, you can hold people accountable and be a ball buster on X, Y, or Z. But when you interview the president, you have. I mean, there's no gotcha moments. You do it. It's probably one of the highest honors as a broadcaster to be able to interview the president, and you may have a couple of maybe going against the grains, not so cool that it's going to put him in an uncomfortable situation questions, or you don't.
But
you just do the interview.
You may do it at a higher level of decorum than you would someone else.
Sure.
That's the whole point is...
Howard's going to interview Joe Biden different than he's going to interview Jenna Jameson.
Maybe slightly.
Yeah. And so I caught a bunch of crap.
How can you get crap for that's like if you're Florida Man Radio and they say you lean too far right by giving Biden an opportunity to have this forum and saying that Howard Stern did the right thing. I mean, I just don't get people.
By the way, you're all dressed up today. What kind of big thing do you got going on?
I got depositions and catastrophic medical malpractice case.
Wow. Now, are they 5-6 hour depositions? I mean,
it'll probably be most of the day.
Danny coming in for an expert deal?
No, we consulted last night. He's got me all up to speed.
Look at that. Look at that.
So, it's a team.
Yeah.
And, it's
are they being held at your offices or the opposing counsel?
You want to hear this? Zoom. And I do everything.
Jay takes his pants off.
I do everything
that
in
automatically just pisses you off, probably.
It does. So listen, this is...
I'm not, you know what? Because I got to tell you.
I'm like this no matter what.
Don't get mad at me. But I got to think that please don't get mad at me. And I'm going to, please, I'm asking you to get mad at me.
3 pleases?
Yes, please.
Okay.
But I think, by the way, you're probably when you're in today's hearings and today's proceedings, you will be the smoothest, the best prepared, the most eloquent. They probably know the law, can recite case law better than any. You'll probably be the best. You'll probably be the best attorney involved in this process today. But they're taking one of your silver bullets away when they take the aspect of not doing it in person because you exhume just a whole nother level of swag and professionality. Like when I don't want to say less effective Zoom as compared to personal, but boy, when you're in person, you're tough to beat. Wow. Zoom, I think Zoom takes a like if you're a 10, Zoom, when you're Zooming, you're down to a 9.5.
Well, you're absolutely right. Zoom is 2-dimensional and hearings are 3-dimensional. And I had a hearing last week for 2.5 hours in a fee hearing. And if we had to do it by Zoom, it would have been unintelligible, impossible, and the judge needed to see the way everyone was behaving in real time. And she needed to see the way we were sitting there with proper decorum, and this other lawyer was like a madman and was interrupting and all these things. And that doesn't happen well on Zoom. But for this one, which is shocking to me, is it's a med mal case where they're trying to put their eyeballs on somebody. All they are is in Orlando. I'm from, I haven't had an office in Orlando forever. We're about ready to open up an office in Orlando again.
I heard you might be opening up one.
We're going to, absolutely, especially since you're there now. I mean, I've been there forever. And so the lawyers won't drive from Orlando to my office, where I have a beautiful conference room, to take a look at this guy's catastrophically injured arm. You got to look at it. And so these are the times where you got to go touch and feel.
Now, can you use that in the proceedings against a guy? Like against a firm by saying, go on record as you're having this Zoom deposition and say, counsel, I would tell you right now, Jimmy, stick your arm up there. Let him look at you. Okay?
Oh, he's going to definitely do that. And I told him to wear a short sleeve shirt.
Okay, but then you say, listen, counsel, it would be far more effective if you could actually be here with us and you can inspect Jimmy's arm and see, the Zoom does his arm injury no justice.
I called him.
Meanwhile, if you guys were able to look at it inches away, feel it. I mean, Dan, would they be allowed to touch it?
With permission.
With permission, but that's an odd thing.
But Jay may not allow that.
I don't think I allow touching, but you're allowed to see it. You're allowed to visualize
and
it.
Seeing it in like 3 inches away from their faces is far more effective than electronically seeing it on TV.
Yes. And I can tell when someone's in pain. I've been in the pain business for 30 years, and so you can tell when someone's faking or when they're in pain. This guy's got 8 out of 10 every day, all day, and most days, some days 10s. So he's dying in pain. And I invited them over last week. I called them up. I said, hey, come on over. Got a beautiful conference room. You get a good look at him. He's a really nice man. I think you'll like him. Cases are about people. And nope, we'll come by Zoom.
Does the judge ever take that in consideration?
No. It's just, how do you evaluate?
Sucks.
It's just, it's a loss of opportunity for them
to
get a good opportunity to see my guy.
I literally thought, I literally just freaked out. I saw this arm. Yeah, I'm like, hey, what? Whoa, there's an alien over there. So what I'm saying, Jay, in person, 10. Zoom, 9.5. Don't get mad at me. Dan, would you not agree that he's far more effective? If you can see, touch, feel, hear, be in the same room as a spitting cobra.
Everything is. And, I am challenged because sometimes people want to, finish a consultation by Zoom or some kind of video consultation. And I can only get about 75, 80%. I can't squeeze the skin. I can't see the laxity. I can't push. I can't pull. I can't, stretch. There's a lot of things you can't do.
Right.
And like Jay said, it's 2-dimensional instead of 3-dimensional. You also don't get a feel for the room because it's just choppy. It's like you see 6 different rooms at once.
It's the Brady Bunch.
But you don't get a chance to really feel the room itself.
It is.
Anyway,
to 2, former President Donald Trump and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, both in the Republican primary, now that Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, has suspended his campaign and dropped out in the stunning late Sunday afternoon announcement.
Oh, this seems like this is old.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
But it's not.
DeSantis was seen. Supposedly, DeSantis and Trump had a 2-hour meeting in Miami. I'm just glad that everybody's assured me that DeSantis won't be his VP choice because I think that that's a mistake. I think that you got to go with Tulsi Gabbard. I think that gets you in. That checks. Tulsi Gabbard, in my opinion, checks all the boxes.
I like her too.
She also, I think, is perceived by the average person that she might actually have the balls when she really didn't have any balls, but metaphorically speaking, she might have the balls to calm him down a notch, to say, hey, Don, chill out a little bit.
But also, she lambasted Kamala Harris in the first debates. Could you imagine her VP debates? They'll have to be VP debates. Even if they don't have presidential debates, there's going to be a debate.
Oh, and
there has to be.
She will kill Kamala Harris.
She already did. She roasted her in the presidential one in 2020.
I still like Kristi Noem better.
She's just chin. She just old yellered herself right out of it by shooting that dog.
Done.
Yeah.
They bridge gated her like Christie, Governor Christie.
She shot a sick dog.
Yep. Oh, a disobedient dog that had attacked some chickens and was untrainable.
And people.
It's farm
it was
stuff.
attacking people too.
So
it was biting everyone that came in contact with the dog. That's what they should have done to Biden's dog that keeps attacking the civil service people. They should put it in a different environment.
But then the way they're just for intellectually honesty, the argument they're saying is maybe you just put it down with euthanasia like you do a normal dog. Maybe you don't shoot it in the head.
Here's the deal: you can't if you're just what's this woman's name again?
Who? Kristi Noem.
Kristi who?
Kristi Noem, like a garden
and
gnome.
she was she's the governor of what, North Dakota or something?
Simply South Dakota.
Okay. Anyway, she's a governor. She's pretty hot, and she had this she had this dog that was untrainable and was biting people and would be like killing animals and her roosters and her chickens and all this kind of deal. And the dog was just completely insane. Well, if you're just a regular chick, you're Kristi Noem, street superintendent, or you work for the the school board or whatever. You're not as high profile as the governor of the state. You probably got to use you got to use Jay's analogy, and when you're the governor, you're held to a certain decorum as compared to if you're on the school board. And if you're the governor and you go out and kill a dog for being too mean or being aggressive or whatever, as the governor, that's going to get shoved, and a potential VP candidate, that's going to get shoved so far up your ass. I don't know who advised her that would be okay.
She put it in her own book. That's the problem. Is someone should have edited that right out.
And she killed a goat too. So
what the problem is? Danny is he has this persona as being a dick, but Danny is the most soft guy when it comes to animals. And Danny could not shoot. He loves shooting guns. Danny could not shoot a dog in the head unless it absolutely had it was going to die within the next 15 minutes. It had to be done.
I would only shoot a dog in the head if it's got my
cry for the loss of our animals, and so I think the argument is first of all, keep that out of the book.
Yeah,
you sacrificed your own VP chances.
Yep.
And for a lot of people who don't grow up on the farm, they think that maybe you should just put it down the normal way. If you're being intellectually honest. And so people like my brother Steve was like, she murdered it. And, the media's putting it out there like that. It's just, it's off-putting for the normal American.
Dude, go laps of love or go home at this point, man.
You're exactly right.
I can't even do it. I literally have to run for the hills, and my wife has to do it when it's time for my dogs to be put down.
Or maybe I know this is super snowflake woke, but maybe I love animals so very much, and especially dogs. Maybe this is just a bad dog, which it is, but it would be good on a farm. That would be a good-ass farm dog, right, Dan?
I think it was a farm dog. It was a horrible farm dog because it kept eating the animals.
You call the vet. They got a vet that'll come right out to the farm.
That's when you call Dr. Poole. He comes in there and gives it the Kevorkian juice, and it goes and it goes TT night. It's way more humane. And you know what? Quite frankly, it's your business. It's nobody else's business. It's your dog. Dogs are considered property. I don't think that you blab it all over the world. I think you keep your mouth shut on this deal, and you certainly don't put it in your book. That's exactly why. You know what, Dan? That's exactly why she doesn't need to be a VP candidate. She can't even make decisions with regards to her goddamn dog.
Right.
I understand. It looks like she doubled down and told about when she killed 3 horses. So that just doesn't work.
Tulsi Gabbard. You know what she killed? Bad guys, because she was a veteran.
She's a badass.
She's a veteran former Democrat.
Yep.
Veteran, female,
current independent,
good looking, and looks like she. And if I was Trump, and I announced her, I'd start setting up some high spots where you and her are together, and she kind of gets on you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like pro wrestling. So be like, listen, I'm going to tell you something, Tulsi. I'm going to say something, and then you need to tell me that's a little bit out of bounds, okay? Kind of correct me a little bit. It's really going to bode well with the women out there. Going to be like, oh my God, the Donald has a girl that actually corrected him,
and he listens to her. Good cop, bad cop.
And tell him he just said, other girls I'd say, shut up, bitch. But with you, I'll just, I'll take it.
Have you seen Tulsi's panty lines? They're the best panty lines.
She asked me to grab her by the pee yesterday.
Oh.
Melania's been deported.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, man. He locks in Tulsi Gabbard. He wins.
It's so outside of the box, and it gets the women voters that a lot of people think that Trump. Well, not a lot of people think that he lost in 2020. And if you're just for somebody that would like to see a little bit of maybe compromise, I think having a Democrat and a current independent as a VP pick is way out of the box for a guy like Trump.
Right, and it's kind of what we need as a country. It's what we need. It kind of breaks the two-party system a little bit. And then here's the deal. They're setting her up. Whoever Donald Trump picks, they're setting you up. Whether it's Tim Scott, whether it's Tulsi Gabbard, it doesn't matter. Whoever he picks, they're setting up to be the next president. Because he's a one-termer at best.
Right.
He can only serve one term. So, I mean,
his VP will have an advantage.
Yeah,
definitely.
His VP
100%.
is now the VP incumbent. Mm-hmm. And if his presidency goes well, and this VP candidate doesn't, get caught with adolescent children, and piles of cocaine and cheat on their taxes,
or murdering their own dog,
right? Then they're going to be. I mean, and inevitably, and our country, and I hope people don't think I'm being but our country needs a woman president. We had our first African American president in Barack Obama, so we can check that box. Well, the next box we need to, as a country, have is a woman. We need a woman president.
I think as important as a woman president, we should consider a Hispanic president.
Okay, yes, Dan, but before all that,
an Italian president?
No.
For sure.
Yes,
No.
an Italian president.
Yes. Not Italian president.
Jewish.
A Jewish president.
We need, before the Jews, before the Hispanics,
Little people,
before the greasy Italians, before that, we need a woman. We need that as a country. And you throw in that greasy Italian or that Jewish guy for their VP. You know what I'm saying?
But what, for the aesthetics of the world to see us with a woman?
Yes, for the growth that we need aesthetically.
The world would be in fear.
The only problem, Bubba, is that, and this is a fact, and this is not my opinion, this is a fact, that there's a lot of countries in especially the Middle East and sometimes in Asia and sometimes in Africa that don't respect women as a leader.
Well, when you bring Tulsi Gabbard in, this bitch former military,
some
ahead.
cultures don't respect
F
them.
around and find out, bitch.
Well,
I'm on my period.
It should be tougher than.
I'm on my period. I'm a former vet, and you're pissing me off.
You know, all the criticisms we've given Nikki Haley, she was a badass in the UN, and I believe that Tulsi Gabbard has that same, those balls that you're talking about. She's not afraid to do anything. Well, I think she's better spoken.
But we're looking for a female president with balls. You guys, because essentially you want a male president.
No, we want Tulsi Gabbard because
with
she
male qualities.
She checks the box.
You want someone that's not necessarily a male quality to want someone who's assertive and in control. You can have that regardless
you have to physically
of
have
sex.
Balls, Dan, like the way you're thinking.
It's radio.
I'm not saying it in radio, and I'm not saying it to be funny. I'm being intellectually honest. You keep describing women with masculine qualities.
That's Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay, well,
she's a veteran. She's a ball buster. She ain't got balls, but I bet you she's got a nice vagina.
But he's saying, why not just get somebody with a beanbag already instead of going through all
because
this?
Our country's had 47 beanbags. We need a taco.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Wants trans in the White House and he's against it.
The swimmer from Penn.
Yeah, exactly. Leah Thomas.
Leah Thomas. Let's make that person president. That would be revolutionary.
Jay, we're doing a watch party for the Jake Paul.
Yeah, I'm gonna come. I definitely should be in town. My son's doing an internship.
We need people with high energy because I think I'm gonna be sleepy. I need somebody to wake me up at 1 a.m. when the fight's about to happen.
You think it's gonna be that late? I hope it's not.
They're always that late, aren't they?
Really?
Aren't they like at midnight? I mean,
midnight, 11 or midnight.
I feel like midnight's like when they all start. I can't expect them to worry about a guy like me that goes to bed at 8:30. What up, Lunger?
Yeah, I gotta go. All right, guys.
All right, see you, Dan. Thanks for the donuts.
Thank you, Dan.
Don't forget Brian's on Friday. Get some zingers ready.
Get some sleep. You'll need it.
I don't know what I'm talking about, Long. We're doing a watch for the Tyson thing, whatever that is, and then maybe the 303 with Connor. What's up, Kostika? Thank you for texting me yesterday, man. I appreciate it. Kostika's like my life coach.
He's a good dude, man.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, Bubba. Yes. On the veggie white, should I ask merch first?
I know.
Pictures, or do you have them?
R.I.P. Stammer.
Okay, so I can just text her real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
What up, Jay Gator? I'll get those cards out to you today, man.
And then we need to take that black stuff off the back of it.
Okay.
What's up, Brian? What's up, Jay Bowler? Swinging around the country here. Yeah, it's over for Stammer. One of my friends texted me last night because I tweeted. She's like, do you have some inside information? I go, no, I've just been paying attention the whole year. She's like, you're right, I'm living in denial. What up, Stop and Go, Steve? Sicilian Redneck. What up, Bar 75? Felix, I feel like Felix used to listen to Drew a little bit. Heather, I didn't see. I was watching some hockey and basketball, but I did see the Mahomes thing, and I'm wondering if those were his real rings, or if he had just like prop rings. What up, Alan Bowling? I mean, because those guys are pretty. Those guys like to let other people wear their rings, but that's risky. What up, Bubba Fan 69?
Would you have a fake one, Seth? That you like let your friends hold?
I don't know. It was just interesting. Patrick Mahomes just gave Logan Paul his 3 Super Bowl rings, and then Logan Paul goes and punches somebody in the face in the ring. Which obviously he's not hitting him really, but I didn't know. I mean, they looked like he was wearing them. I mean, I'm sure they were real.
You think they were the replica ones?
What's up with the
in case they get stolen?
I mean, it could have been. It just, I was just wondering that last night. But I thought Mahomes did good.
Like the one they gave at the opener of spring training?
Yeah.
I've got a couple World Series rings.
Dude, when the Lightning won the Cup, they were selling replica rings for $80. I mean, it was a fucking racket. They were still firing people who wouldn't give me a raise. What's up, BS Profile?
You've seen the Buccaneer ones, right? Danny brought it in. Have you seen it before? Because I have one. I'll bring it in one day if you'd like to see it.
No,
we saw it. I got the 2002. I don't know if Seth saw it.
I don't think I have.
He wasn't here.
What up, Enzo?
Yeah, Danny's got the new one, and I've got the old one. The 2002 and the, 2020?
My air pressure's good. I got Fix-A-Flat. There was an IKEA tool that was in it. Jay and Terry took care of it. I need brakes. My air's fucking precious, guys. You guys have no idea how I'm flowing on the roads right now. Worry-free about careening off into the Gulf.
Thank you, Ned.
I can ride over the fucking bridge without anxiety now.
I love Group of Lips.
What's up, Bloomin' Onion? Thanks, Dre Days. Hope people like them. Grab a couple, just support the podcast. Just trying to keep it growing. What's up, Tina? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Lee Brian Gilson. What up, buddy? Stephen Coco.
After the show, make sure to check out BubbaArmyHQ.com. It's all things Bubba 24/7. And now back to the BRN.
Lummy, did Jay move over one?
Yes, he did.
Did the standard Gold Mike Willie?
Yes.
Fantastic. The Bubba the Love Sponge show. Today, after the show, we'll do a Klim and Kush podcast. And then, I think what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuttle. Tomorrow's Tuttle.
Yeah.
For the big show. And then is he staying? Does he stay after or anything like that?
No, I mean he might, but he's doing the podcast with Colton on Thursday or whatever they record that.
Yeah, I think it's Thursday.
But it's slated to debut on Thursday, and Tuttle will have his re-debut with you on Wednesday.
Perfect. So tomorrow at 6, Tuttle will be in studio.
Have you talked to him since we had him on the pod last week?
No, I've not said one. I probably need to call him up today and give him some direction.
Yeah, just let him know that it's still on.
Seinfeld. I watched this and I liked it, and he's dead on. And if there's not a more respected elder of stand-up comedy, probably. I mean, Seth, you might be able to help me out. Arguably, probably the highest paid, most, I wouldn't say maybe it's necessarily most successful, but has made the most money at stand-up I don't think stand-up comedy got him into the Seinfeld show.
Well, yeah,
right?
he made. I mean, yeah,
he's
he made
the
all the money
greatest.
on Seinfeld.
He's the GOAT, though, is he not?
For comedians?
Comedians?
He's a sitcom.
No.
He's a sitcom goat.
No, not as far as the GOAT at comedians, but just as far as a spokesperson for the stand-up comedian world.
Like the bigger names now?
He's achieved some of the most pop culture, the biggest.
As far as like the long-term pop culture success, I think is what you're saying. Yeah,
right.
yeah, for sure.
He's
he's got a pretty decent track record.
He's the most tenured with regards to the amount of money he has made in pop culture, and so
no one's sitting down listening to Dave Attell talk about last
But he
30
doesn't.
years.
I mean, he doesn't have any Kramer type blow-ups that you can really think about.
No.
At least that I can think about.
He just married that 16-year-old back in the day or something.
I think so.
Well, listen, he was a very clean comic. He was considered like a super clean comic.
Yeah, very clean.
And he's done stand-up the entire time.
And listen, so when he has an opinion about the state of stand-up comedy in our country, I think we should pay attention. This guy is, one of the greatest of all time.
Nothing really affects comedy. People always need it. They need it so badly, and they don't get it. It used to be you would go home at the end of the day, most people would go, oh, Cheers is on, oh, MASH is on, oh, Mary Tyler Moore is on, All in the Family's on. You just expected, there'll be some funny stuff we can watch on TV tonight. Well, guess what? Where is it? This is the result of the extreme left and PC crap and people worrying so much about offending other people.
Mm-hmm.
When you write a script and it goes into 4 or 5 different hands, committees, groups, here's our thought about this joke.
Standard and practices. Mm-hmm. I can even remember when I was doing wrestling for TNA and we were doing, vignettes and things like that, Seth, it had to go get cleared by standard and practices. Like you're basically your idea. Okay, Bubba, you walk into Hogan's office, you tell him that he's pathetic, that he's gotten so many surgeries he can't wrestle anymore. Boom, boom, boom. Here's your loosely knit script. Here's Hogan's loosely knit script. Now execute it. And then after they would shoot it, they would send it to literally a guy that represented standards and practices on the fly. He would approve or disapprove, and sometimes you had to reshoot it.
Is this like would Vince McMahon do this in WWE? Where
yes.
He would micromanage everything.
Yep. And he even had a standards and practices too.
Well, that's the end of your comedy. They move the gates, like in skiing. Yeah. Culture, the gates are moving. Your job is to be agile and clever enough that wherever they put the gates, I'm going to make the gate.
And that's what, our gates have significantly changed.
Yeah.
I mean, how we do and the topics that we speak about. Hell, we do give a little bit of Joe Biden coverage, man, and everybody. I mean, we got some of the most hateful email yesterday. Because I supported Howard Stern's interview of Joe Biden. I said, Howard, I'm proud of you. You're my friend. We don't politically align the same. Doesn't mean that I can't appreciate how good of an interview you did with, the President of the United States. He's your guy. You would interview him as if he was your guy. If I had Donald Trump in here, I would interview him in a softball type way. To each its own. Doesn't mean we can't be friends. Love you. Thank you for the opportunity that you gave me. But man, the listeners, they get all riled up, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do.
They get all flipped out. Yeah. So, our gates are constantly changing. Like, I couldn't have a girl in the after show today. Hey, we're going to do Squirt Olympics.
No.
We're going to have 2 girls on the couch, and we're going to have ready, set, go, and you rub yourself. I'm not going to say where, but you rub yourself to the point of making yourself
the distance contest
squirt, and the person that has the furthest distance wins our squirt drag racing.
Woo!
Boom! I don't think we could have squirt drag racing today. On anything that we do.
Oh, you could.
Other than podcasts.
We could take it right to Brazzers.
Brazzers are OnlyFans.
Yeah, they would love it.
Dion says, and this is the stupidest question. Well, maybe it's not.
No, it's not.
And that is, are you going to follow your kids to the NFL? A lot of people are saying, even before one down has been played, that Shedeur Sanders is statistically or
the betting favorite.
The betting favorite to be the number 1 overall pick. Now, a lot of people say that Shedeur will be the next Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Mike McCarthy, everybody knows Mike McCarthy, the head coach from the Cowboys, wouldn't be anybody that would argue with me, especially you sports guys. He's on the hot seat.
Oh, yeah.
He is on, even before the season start, he's probably got the hottest seat.
The Cowboys have just been one living hot seat for the last 20 years.
So he's on a hot seat. And I can see where Jerry Jones, who Deion played for and likes, say, listen, you know what? I'll draft your kid, number 1. I'll trade for whatever it takes to be number 1. But Deion, I want you to be the head coach. I don't think Deion's coaching style works as well in the NFL than it does with impressionable college kids.
You don't think having a throw-in on the sidelines would work with adults?
I don't know. Here's Deion.
Gold glasses for everyone.
Here's Deion telling a reporter that he's not following his kids to the NFL.
I tell them the truth. I tell them I'm a.
By the way, Deion's a Cowboy now.
Yeah.
And not a Dallas Cowboy. He's a Colorado. He's a Yellowstone Cowboy. Let me. That's what Yellowstone needs. Deion comes in and replaces Dutton.
There we
go. And he puts a little urban flavor into the deal.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah. I tell them I'm a father, not a baby daddy. I don't follow my kids. I pave roads for my kids. I build generational wealth for my kids. I lead my kids. I don't follow my kids. So I do not plan on.
Jay, he always has some of the most inspiring scripture-like talk, does he not?
Oh, yeah. He learned it from Bobby Bowden.
Following my kids to the NFL. But I'm thankful. I'm glad that you already pretty much put them in the NFL. That means you believe in them wholeheartedly. But I'm not that kind of father. I have work to do here. I absolutely love it here. It's beautiful here, especially yesterday it was. Knowing this weather is going to be beautiful tomorrow because we have no commitments on the field. So I'm serious. I absolutely love it here, man.
Now, will Shedeur Seth, Rhett, Lummy, will Shedeur just naturally do better because the conference, he's playing UCF instead of playing Oregon?
Yeah, but the Big 12 is actually pretty good. The Pac-12 kind of came out and was
last
weak.
year was the Pac-12 just an aberration where they just happened to have just some unbelievable teams?
Well, look at all the guys like you had Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Michael Phoenix Jr., Rome, Duzier. Like there was a bunch of Pac-10, 12 guys that got drafted in like the first 12 picks.
Yeah, but they had offense. They didn't have defense. The Pac-12 didn't have defense. I think the Big 12. I think Colorado's going to do well in the Big 12. But the Big 12 has a little bit better defense.
Do they go 500?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think here's what Colorado did is they got their whole new offensive line from the transfer portal, and that was the biggest issue I think towards the end of last year was Shedeur got beat up. Remember they said he had broken bones in his back. Travis Hunter ended up getting hurt towards the end of last year. He was playing a lot, so Deion's got better players, obviously through the transfer portal. I hope they have a good year. I'm a fan of their program, and it's set up. They have said the quarterback class this year is weak compared to what it was, this last year with like Carson Beck from Georgia and then Cam Ward from Miami. But Shedeur, if he plays, well and Colorado does well, he'll be in the mix for one of the top picks for sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, and I think, too, it's going to take probably a couple of games. I believe their schedule isn't too difficult to start. But, yeah, get that line working. And I can see them kind of taking maybe the Big 12 getting to the Big 12 championship.
I can see them going 7-4, 7-5. How many games they got? 12, 13, 11? Most Power 5 teams have what, 11 games?
Yeah, 11 or 12, depending on the championship. But, they played North Dakota State in the beginning.
All right, hold on. Let's go through. This is Colorado's schedule. So, hold on. North Dakota State?
Yeah.
All right.
Nebraska.
I think Nebraska. I think Nebraska. Since I think Scotty Frost screwed up Nebraska's program so bad that it's going to take a while to get Nebraska back to Barry Switzer type. Was he Oklahoma?
No, he was Oklahoma.
Well, I don't know who was Tom Osborne.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah.
I don't know that they'll ever get back to Tom Osborne status, but I think Dion takes Nebraska.
They have
so that's two. It's 2-0.
They got Matt Rule still at Nebraska.
Yeah, they got Matt Rule.
Yeah.
Colorado State at Colorado State.
That now again. That ended up being a barn burner last year with a really, really crappy offensive line. I think that Colorado has completely retooled their offensive line. I think they went. I think they're 3-0.
Baylor at Colorado.
Now, see, Baylor I think might be a little bit tough for them. Baylor's good. Baylor's got a good program. Baylor doesn't necessarily get all these high-profile guys, but what Baylor gets is these Texas kids that, didn't get an offer from Alabama or Clemson, and they're like, I'm just going to stay close to home, and then they end up being studs.
Yeah.
So, I think, Baylor could be Deion's first trip up, but probably statistically he should win that game.
He should.
All right. And then what?
UCF.
Oh, I think they smash UCF.
UCF, last year they gave some troubles, but yeah.
I'll be at the game.
Kansas State. At Colorado. That's another, because Kansas State always has a good team.
All right, so that's their first loss, Kansas State.
At Arizona.
I think they beat Arizona. Although Arizona's got that new coach that's pretty good. That could be a trip up. Let's call that a trip up.
Cincinnati is the next one.
I think they lose to Cincinnati.
Texas Tech. They should be Texas
Tech. Texas Tech.
Utah at Colorado. That's another, because Utah,
all right,
they always got a good team.
That's their third loss.
At Kansas.
That might be a loss.
Yep.
That's fourth loss.
And then last game, Oklahoma State.
I think they beat them. So that's 4. Is that 7-4?
Yeah.
7-4. Does that put you in the in the Big 12 champion?
I mean, it depends, because obviously I think we picked them only losing in the Big 12 to what? Cincinnati, Kansas, and Kansas State, I believe. So yeah, I think that 3-loss team right there. I think they sneak in.
Now, is the playoffs going to 12 teams next year?
Yes.
And is it going to be a committee again, like it is now?
Man, the playoffs are. I don't know if Seth or Rhett know more, but in my opinion, it's going to be a complete crap show, because I still think it's going to be the Power Five from the SEC, the ACC.
It's always going to be.
It's always going to be those big teams.
It's always going to be like Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State. I know Florida State. Florida State arguably They got screwed.
They solved that problem. I feel like if anything like that ever happens again, maybe it would be tough for Coastal Carolina if they were to go undefeated to make it to the playoff. But with 12 teams, I feel like there's going to be much more of a chance that something like that happens.
Yeah.
You're not going to have as many teams feeling like they were just effed over.
Did they make any changes that were significant that would avoid that problem with the Seminoles again?
No. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The Seminoles would have been in.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Seminoles would have been the 5th seed.
Because undefeated, they should be in. I mean, arguably, no matter what, our entire lives as college football fans, if you're undefeated, you should be in.
Listen,
when there's 12 teams, there's not an excuse in the book.
Florida State
you can pull out.
Florida State got completely screwed.
Oh, yeah. The worst.
Your record should determine whether you get in or not whether your starting quarterback is hurt or not.
They got screwed by the rules, by the college committee. Like that whole system is just set up for failure, set up for disappointment for a lot of teams like that. It's a shame, but them's the rules.
But winning with their backup and winning at times the adversity that they overcame to continue that undefeated season was incredible. And, college football is about those David versus Goliath moments. And so to say that they didn't have a chance is intellectually dishonest.
Well, I mean, for the playoff committee to say, well, listen, the reason why we're not going to give FSU a bid is because their starting quarterback's hurt. Right. Well, listen, I've seen instances where the starting quarterback, Alabama did it one year, Lummy, with the national championship, where the starting quarterback came in, crapped the bed, they put the backup in, and they won it.
Exactly.
So, like, who's to say, like, who are you as some old guy in Indianapolis for the NCAA that's part of this playoff committee? Who are you to know the skill set of the second string quarterback of Florida State enough to keep them out of the playoffs and have never lost a game for the season?
Would have liked to see a little more than a 3-point effort in the bowl game, though. I mean, 63-3. The Dogs absolutely crushed them, and they were playing bench guys the whole game.
They didn't play their starters. Who would play in a game where you could get injured, which has no ramifications on the national championship? Who would play that? That makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
That's like playing your first strings for a playoff game. I mean, a preseason game in the NFL.
And Florida State had...
They got screwed.
I think they had a pretty good amount of guys go pro.
Yes, they did.
I mean, got drafted. I think they had like, what,
a couple first rounders.
5 or 6, and a couple first rounders.
So Jared Verse, probably one of the better pass rushers.
If you're those dudes, Jay's right. If you're those dudes and you guys make a bowl game and you go out there and you get hurt during that bowl game and you are a first round draft pick, you're playing for nothing. The game means nothing.
You beat the Bulldogs, big deal. If you are in the tournament and you win the national championship, you've just made more money on the draft.
If you're playing a game that means something, whether it be NIL exposure or whether it be just experience in front of some big scouts, because the scouts really pay attention to the 4 teams that made the national championship, so you have a chance to kind of showcase your skill set more so than just a regular game. Then you play it. But when you got screwed and this game means nothing, and it could potentially cause you to lose your being an overnight millionaire factor, you sit it out just like they did. And the score of what they got beat by means nothing.
Exactly.
It means nothing. I'll tell you what it does mean is that this X amount of players didn't play, they didn't get hurt, and they got drafted and are now part of, one of 32 professional football teams.
X amount of players at Florida State did just get some ACC championship rings this week, and a lot of people are going back and forth because on the side of the ring it says unconquered 13-0.
It's true.
So if the playoffs were last year, Florida State would have been number 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So they would have played Liberty at number 12.
There you go. They would have killed them.
Yeah. So
when I return, more Britney Spears news. She's completely dysfunctional.
Supposedly she's almost broke.
Yeah, supposedly. Let me ask, oh girl, hey Alexa, how much is Britney Spears worth?
Britney Spears is worth an estimated $40 million US. She makes around $30 million US per year.
What?
Well, that doesn't make sense.
She's only saved that much and she's making 30 a year?
Sounds like me and Dan.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
So much money flying to Hawaii, flying to Fiji.
Yeah, but you still can't burn through that kind of mo.
Well, they said that each trip's costing her like $2-3 million.
Well, then then you're being fucking stupid.
Well, that's what they're saying. She's saying she's spending like $2 million a weekend.
She's not going broke,
Jay,
but you keep an eye on private jets.
We could take a private jet to Hawaii, stay, have all the boys, an 8-passenger filled to the rim with 8 dudes, have fucking penthouse willies, and spend less than $200,000.
Yeah, but this is what Lummy's saying is she dropped hundreds of thousands of dollars on a single trip to French Polynesia, which is like Tahiti, where she stayed at a luxurious Brando hotel, which is $25,000 a night. What superstar doesn't do that? She's not allowed to do that?
She can, but if she's not making the money back.
She's making $30 million a year, they say.
Well, that's Jay.
Between flying private jets and booking 5-star villas, it gets costly.
Guys, don't forget to pick up your pigmentation shirts. Available now at BubbaArmyStore.com.
So that thing says also Bubba's worth $8 million.
BubbaArmyStorm.net,
Really?
BubbaArmyStorm.edu.
Alexa says Bubba's worth $8 million?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she did before.
No, I think she said 5.
Oh, okay, $5 million, Jay. Sorry.
That's how much she off. But she's off like 98% there, so
Well, they say most of the time they're really off. What's publicly reported.
Macho.
You're right, DC 123, and that's why she got a little bit more FU on it.
That's right, rugged white male.
Do you know what Bubba and Dan would do with $30 million a year? They'd spend 35.
You're right.
Someone says she made $300,000 a show in Vegas and made $131 million on that tour.
What up, Neil? Fuck yeah, man.
What up, the Longwood, buddy? How are you?
Jax, I've listened to Pigmentation. I'm a big fan. Get your shirts while you can.
You know, HS Bubba fan, we have a friend who's very functional autistic son was down there and ended up dead from some sort of drug, we think. What up, NC Surf? Jay Bowler, morning, everybody.
Yeah, fuck yeah, Fred. I have no allegiance to any college. I went to a community college.
Suki John.
Bubba Cankles, I don't give a fuck. The odds came out that he's the number one. He's the odds-on favorite to be the number one pick. I'm just repeating what people are saying. It's a weaker quarterback class than last year. You guys, I read shit. I bring facts to the table. That's just what happens when you're on the radio. You know, you read stuff. What's up, Maximum Power?
How you doing, Maria Guatemala? People are surprised that you're well-read. That's what we call that, well-read.
Yeah, if you just share news that people don't agree with, then you're a fucking idiot. Like,
it's unbelievable.
Oh, man.
JHM3, I'm well. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I went to HCC 2000 to 2004.
What are they? The Hawks.
They're right, fucking Hawks.
What's up? That's new. I haven't seen you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, Jay Gator, we got some openings, man.
Thank you.
We got some openings. Let me know. I know it's not for everybody.
What up, Biggie?
Be a little slow fill. We only need a couple spots, so.
Thank you.
I think I just need 3 more spots. Maybe 4. But Babyface really wants to be in it. He likes to get high off his own supply. Fuck yeah, DMS.
You got Bubba live now. If you go through withdrawals later,
easy fix.
Get your fix at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to the BRN.
Love me this show. The Bubba the Love Sponge show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Again, that's BetterHelp.com. That's BetterHelp. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We often carry around big stressors, big and small. We keep them bottled up, and we don't know how they affect us negatively, but they do. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest, to figure out how to work through whatever is weighing you down. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and go to and get matched with a licensed therapist. One of the coolest thing is you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Get things off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/BTLS. That's going to get you, again, the /BTLS is going to get you 10% off your very first month. That's BETTER, BetterHelp, HELP.com.
/BTLS.
Seth is reminding you, you Bubba Army fans that have found, not everybody in the Bubba Army knows about Operation Pigmentation. Not everybody, a lot of people just, maybe you're in Orlando and you only listen to us on 103.1. That's it. You don't go to our YouTube channel. You don't go to our Twitter channel, our Twitch channel, or our Twitter's doing quite well. 5 million impressions for the month of Tampa alone, Lummy.
A lot of people won't listen to something, Bubba, if you're not in it.
Yeah,
which I totally get. Well, I appreciate all the all of the comments, all the support for Pigmentation has been awesome because the word of mouth is what will get it there. Having shirts is awesome. One guy said he bought it today. I guess if we've only sold one, I still think that's very cool. So I'm happy people like it, and that's why
we're doing a Clem and Kush without me, my sister Tara Clem and Kush.
Yes,
we're doing we're actually. The podcast world, I think I'm only in one of them.
You're in Uncensored and you're in Clement Kush.
There you go. So we're building a whole world that's Bubba Army labeled, but not necessarily hosted or has anything to do with my presence. Like I may not, in most instances, even be there, which is great in the fact that we're building content that's under the umbrella, but not me. That's when you're starting, that's the beginning of starting to build something.
That's right.
That really, really is. If anybody knows anything about this business.
Need a little team of creators, man.
When Howard was at his strongest is when Howard had his show. He had my show. He had Scotty Farrell's show. He had, who's the guy, Lummy, that's completely whacked out?
And he's dead now.
He is dead.
The crazy cabbie?
No.
He was an African-American
He was an African-American guy.
Oh, Don, was it?
No, he'd be like.
Riley.
Yeah.
Riley Martin.
Yeah,
Riley Martin.
Riley Martin, he'd be like, the meteorites get with the speediorites, and then the speediorites get with the meteorites, and the meteorites and the speediorites form a fusion and space, and they come down. Like, he was like completely. I think he took like maybe 15 grams of mushrooms before every show. Like
he was completely whiskey too.
Yeah, he'd be drunk. So, but Howard had a whole ecosystem built under his brand, and we're starting to get there, and our numbers are getting pretty good. I mean, we're approaching 115,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're approaching 160,000 subscribers on Facebook. We're approaching 109,000 on Twitter, of which we just got Twitter monetized. Seth has put his love we're on our third uptrending month in a row for podcasting. When we had to strip podcasting all the way down and completely rebuild it based on what we were doing with it.
Just regurgitated shows?
Yeah, that's all we were doing is just regurgitated shows, and I think maybe one exclusive. And we've had to completely strip all that down and build a whole other foundation, and we've upticked every month since you started doing that, Seth. And I see nothing but uptick for that. So, and by the way, thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Love doing it.
So we were talking about, by the way, that podcast, Operation Pigmentation, I think the shirts turned out pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
What have you sent them to Rio or?
Yeah. They like them.
So that'll be on. Do you guys record that today?
Yes,
and it'll be up. It's a
Wednesday deal.
Wednesday deal. Okay. So today after the show, it's me and you, Clement Kush.
Yeah.
Does that get released today?
It sure does.
Okay. Then tomorrow's Pigmentation.
Yes.
Then Thursday is at the Tuttle Colton.
Yes, it is.
And then Friday.
The week, we have two, right, Seth?
Well, I mean, it's three. It's between the weekly wrap-up show, the wrestling show that I do with Gary, and Tigs and Bigs.
Right.
Or wait, is it Lummy? Tigs and Bits?
Something like three shows.
Tigs and Bits.
3 shows, no waiting.
Well, yeah, I gotta figure out what.
Well, how about one for Friday, one for Saturday, one for Monday?
The weekends are just so dead for podcasts, Bubba. You're just almost putting something up there to die. So I'm trying to figure out whether we release multiple podcasts on, a Monday or a Friday. I'm playing with things to try to figure out the best way. But weekends are so bad for podcasting. I don't know if I want to blow any, new episodes over there.
Right. Okay.
I'm just working with it, baby. We got it though. You see the uptick. We're
yes,
there.
I do.
Uptick.
And now you're turning into a T-shirt salesman.
Well, I mean, look, we got them. Let's sell them. I mean. Let the people start repping Pigmentation.
Lummy, here's the completely dysfunctional story for Britney Spears. Supposedly worth $40 million, but they're saying that she's broke because she would go do $2 and $3 million trips in France. Is that what they were saying?
Hundreds of thousands of dollars, 200,000 and 300,000, not millions.
Well, no, there were a couple. They said she's spending about $2 million on vacations. She'll stay there for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. Hold on. This is Britney right here. This is one of these Enya, the group Enya. Not speaking about any sexual situations. Enya. But this is like Enya, and then she does like a interpretive,
like a belly dance kind of deal,
like an interpretive knife dance, right? And here's the deal, Britt. For the minute that you do this dance in this very low cut bikini, as you're 40-some years old with 2 kids and your jugs still are unbelievable, and you have that flat little stomach and that nice little ass, and your face looks great. I mean, listen, for being on drugs and shot out and everything that you've been through, a conservatorship of over a decade where your dad controlled, like you literally couldn't just like a regular 31 or 32-year-old female like say, hey, you know what, that's a multi-millionaire worth $40 million. You think the average, 35, 36-year-old bitch, she's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to drive down to Rodeo Drive. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to spend as much money as I want. Get on a private jet with some hot dude that wants to blast the hell out of me. No, her entire life was controlled by her dad. I mean, you really got to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for a family member to be able to haul you into court and have the court deem and vote, be on the side of the dad when he says she's batshit crazy.
I think they just settled that today. I don't know if
they did.
Yeah,
yesterday.
They're squared up now.
But
little enigma.
Brittany, you're leaving so much money on the table. If you would just put this on OnlyFans, you could make so much money. What's that one bitch making? $11 million? Was it $11 million a month?
Yeah.
There's this one bitch making $11 million a month.
Oh, Bella Thorne? Was that her? Yeah.
And then Nicki Minaj, she's making what, like $8 million a month?
Oh, Cardi B, yeah.
Or Cardi B? Oh yeah, she says, Brittany says,
dinner's ready.
Bitch, I'm not just gonna, yeah. Who's ready? Who's helping me carve the ham? Hey, if I'm Enigma, I'm like, they probably got a pretty nice royalty check.
Gotta love that,
right? I mean, like Enigma, you usually get like $36,000 a month in. You got 4.2 million this time. Why? Because crazy ass Britney put you on her Instagram, and you got a bunch of BMI money. Please click the knives together, please. There you go. Yeah,
it's like being a Benihana.
Hell yeah. Oh, hold on, look at that. That's the cross the neck gimmick. Look at this. The good thing about this is this.
This is not art.
Oh, this is bat shiz crazy.
Doesn't the dog come in and look at her and like run away?
Yeah, dog's like, I don't want to be on the Barbie. But to think about it, we've all had them. Every one of us has had them. Seth, have you ever had a crazy bitch that really, really, really did you sexually took you to a next level?
I was the crazy bitch.
Wow.
We talking driving by houses, excessively calling.
Are you a stalker?
Is that you? Yeah, oh yeah. I got love and lust confused back in the day.
So, you're trying to say that there was a time and place.
There's
that
several
you were
girls that will never talk to me again.
So crazy,
yeah,
so crazy over her that you would drive by her house. That you'd be that guy.
I mean, there were certain. Every situation was different, but as much as you could stalk in the early 2000s,
you would stalk.
He was in love.
I don't, man.
Lummy, did you ever get that? See, I've had that crazy bitch a couple times.
I've had the crazy bitch, yes.
And the thing about it is, the crazy bitch is a crazy bitch, and you don't want to be with her. But if you can ever work it out where you're getting some of that makeup sex on a crazy type deal, that's good. It's pretty good.
You can't change crazy.
You can't even tell me, Jay, that you didn't roll around Florida State and encounter a couple of hot crazies.
We've all met many, many hot crazies, but the thing is
you can't change crazy. The guys I know that married crazy, they're
Yes.
all divorced.
Yes.
They're all
You're
divorced.
right.
Every single one of
I'm
them.
not mentioning any names,
And we
got
knew-
2 guys right now that just went through divorce, and their wives were hot. We're not mentioning any names. No. Their wives were hot as hell back in the day, but they had a certain amount of crazy about them, even when they first started dating. And we told every one of them, we're not mentioning any names. Hey, listen, this bitch is a little crazy.
Yeah, I'm not even talking to them. I'm talking other. I know half a dozen where we all knew the day of the wedding this was never ever going to go.
Mine
well.
was probably one of them.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
Well, you know everybody in the congregation, as me and Heather were sitting up there, they know, like, man, this ain't gonna last. Please.
No, actually, that was a great wedding. That was so much fun.
I think her family could take this right to a judge right now in Orange County and get their conservative shift turned back on. Be like, Your Honor, within 12 hours of her being able to control whatever she does, and we don't have to watch over her, she's doing a full-blown interpretive knife dance.
That's over as of yesterday.
Now you can see why she didn't have custody of her kids too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Look how dirty her floor is.
Kevin Federline.
Look at
Hey Alexa, how much child support does Kevin Federline get from Britney Spears?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I bet you 50
From
grand.
thethings.com. After divorcing Kevin Federline in 2007, Britney Spears was ordered to pay him $1.3 million and $40,000 a month in child support for their sons,
Hold on.
Sean and Jaden, who live in Hawaii with Federline and still refuse to see their mom.
Hold on. So she got a so Kev got a 1-3 downstroker with a $40K a month child support gimmick. Lives in Hawaii. The kids hate the mom, won't see her, and he's kicking it. And I think, Jay, I think you would know more than me. I think child support's taxed, like not taxed. I don't think you get taxed on child support.
It's not income.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you have to pay income tax on child support.
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
I don't do family law.
40K clean? 40K clean for just for impregnating this crazy bitch. And I got to think that the impregnation portion was probably pretty cool too. That's back when she was running super hot.
That's true.
40,000 goes a long.
I mean, you haven't really had to see Kevin Federline whore himself out or anything like that.
No,
I mean,
hell no.
He's really made that money work.
I mean, you don't see Kevin Federline at all.
If he's in Hawaii loving life.
Yeah. I mean, listen, so if you get a financial advisor and you're Kevin Federline, you got 1.3 on the downstroke, you're like, listen, okay, that'll buy you that, or at least be an unbelievable down payment. I mean, on a $2 or $3 million home in Hawaii. And then what, let's say you got $1 million home, Jay. What's your debt service on $1 million home? Maybe 15, 18,000 a month?
No, that's more like $2 million home, 15 grand.
No, let's say that he bought
I understand
a $2 million home, but he knocked down he put half down.
Your monthly nut would be 10 grand.
10 grand. So he's got 10 grand for to live. And then he's got another, and that's just, the boys, they don't put the kid in a pair of jeans and a nice, in a
There's
decent
Hawaii, man.
Yeah,
Flip-flops and board shorts.
Flip-flops and board shorts, bitch. I mean, how much can you buy for that?
One of those lay things.
I got
That's
20.
right.
I mean, I got to figure that Kevin probably is able to play. He probably gets about 20 to 25,000 a month just to play around.
What's he worth, you think?
I don't know. Hey, Alexa, how much is Kevin Federline worth?
Kevin Federline is worth an estimated $1,500,000 US dollars.
He's got some horrors coming over.
Oh, he's definitely eating pineapple barefoot on the beach. Enjoying
WWE Hall of Famer, I think.
With horrors. What's that?
I think he's a WWE Hall of Famer.
What?
I think Kevin I could be wrong. This could be a joke. Hold on, let me try.
Hold on. Hit Snopes immediately.
Because he had an angle with John Cena like back in the day. He was on TV for multiple weeks.
Yeah, you wonder why your kids won't see you. I know my son hates me, but I'm not doing knife dances.
No.
Well, I mean, this is considered your knife dance, Bubba.
Oh, my show?
Just 4 hours a day.
So they just say, hey, listen, Bubba may not be having a knife, but his word is sharper than knives.
This is a big time knife. This is
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Gotta get in podcast zone.
Kayla and I went out for Halloween as K-Fed Britney Spears.
Yeah, we should probably hit a merch.
When she was pregnant.
I've seen at least 3 or 4 people that have ordered a shirt.
It was funny.
She is out doing errands, but she'll get them filled. They'll be in the mail today, buddy.
I know, but don't you guys get a little notification when you sell something?
She does. I know.
This one says
I've got
$1 million
married.
on each trip to the French Polynesia.
Well, I mean, don't you love a hit shirt?
This is like a source.
They love her, but I don't. You know, I don't. She gets the notifications. I don't.
What up, Kabuki? What up, Chris Adams?
Yeah, that was the trip I said. Hundreds of thousands of
Oh, man.
Trip where she stayed there for 25 grand.
This one has she goes there, flying private and staying at a private island resort. It's close to $1 million, and then Hawaii she's always going there solo, and $350,000.
If you'd asked me 10 years ago if I'd spend any of my time figuring out what Britney Spears is doing, I would say no. However, I hate to research you, but third source echoes, she's not going broke, but she should keep an eye on private jets before shutting down their grossly exaggerated new TMZ report.
Well, it looks like she paid over $4 million for her dad's attorney and paid $2 million for her sister's attorney.
Which is ridiculous. But now that bleeding stops, she doesn't have to pay those lawyers anymore. That case is settled. What's up, DeMello? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. You know it, Xerxes. It's actually almost everything. It fits for me off the rack.
2 segments ago.
Boss.
When you said, hey, Kabuki Jones, I said, hey, Kabuki Jones.
Thank you, Gary Cantrell. I appreciate it.
Come on, Kabuki. Make me go back and pull the clip. Kabuki.
Is the Gary Cantrell Gare Bear?
No.
I don't think so. Does he ever show Does he ever show up in chat? What's his chat name? What's it called?
Gary Breezewine.
Breezewine. Okay. I didn't think Gary Cantrell was way too cool. Although Gary Breezewine.
Yes, Kabuki Jones, it is.
Gary Breezewine was pretty cool the last couple times we talked.
I've said it. I said hello 2 weeks ago. 2 segments ago, Kabuki
Oh,
Jones.
I got you. Jeff Schwartz, I appreciate it. What up, Jay Gator? Thank you. Heather Whistler.
Let's hope Stop and Go Steve, they can figure it out. I know, Bubba, did you work legs today? Because
Thank you,
shit,
Nick.
your legs are popping.
Hope you're feeling well.
Even Grouper Lip said it. Whoa, look at the striations.
Oh, I know. Look at that thigh.
I know. Vegas Bubba Army 25 on the Venmo.
I'll tell you what, the gym looks really good when it's dark. It's got like a good vibe.
Here I have a better vibe.
Look at that. Yeah. Getting a little flex on there, Bubba?
Oh, no, not really.
His calves are as big as my quads.
Thanks for getting a shirt, Wizzy.
Up we go, Steve.
I've been walking on
69.
Let's hope we can help out, Mike.
Saw a couple others.
No, Trip 21. It looks like it's going to be an ongoing battle. I just told Dan to hold himself to a higher decorum. You can't be yelling at retired military women. Well, she hasn't done yet, but I know he would love to.
You're talking about the
Karen? Yeah, the Karen.
Nick, I got all your cards, buddy.
Love Sponge.
Missed part of the show? We got you covered at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Now back to Bubba Live Worldwide.
PayPal, Venmo at the Bubba Army. Today is the last day of the month. Trying to close it out strong, Lummy. Also, make sure you go to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. That's all everything from Venmo to PayPal to YouTube to Facebook to Twitter to Rumble. Every bit of it is at the little at signal, the Bubba Army. Trying to keep it uniform, my friend. Today we'll do a Clem Kush podcast. That's available wherever you get your podcasting stuff. And up on the Bubba Army store, Bubba Army merch, BubbaArmyShop.com is the new Operation Pigmentation shirts. I think we've already sold a handful of them.
Oh, yeah.
That will be
out tomorrow.
Tomorrow's podcast. Did you see where it's just? I mean, it didn't seem like it garnered near the news it should, but 4, I think, U.S. Marshals.
I think 3 U.S. Marshals, and then multiple a police officer, and then I think multiple police officers were injured.
I think total of 4 police officers and/or law enforcement killed.
Yeah.
That's pretty horrible in Charlotte. Mm-hmm. Here it is.
At least 4 U.S. Marshals shot and killed while serving a warrant this morning.
That's horrible.
North Carolina.
5 other law enforcement.
I mean, like it almost like the guy had to be waiting by the door just and blow them all away. Like usually they're pretty strategic on how they execute a warrant like that.
I think they walked up. They walked up. 3 of them walked up to serve, and the first guy started shooting at him, and then they took him out, and then they tried to then go into the house, and then another guy was hiding out and started shooting at him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the worst case ever.
In the hours-long standoff, Fox's Kevin Uretsky has more.
Old girl is pretty hot as hell. Whew.
Tragedy.
You think we come across as predators?
No.
I think we do.
With that news lady?
Yeah.
No, I thought the same thing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Hot as hell.
And you know she's going to get plunked and be in a big city pretty soon.
Folding in North Carolina.
She's going to get plunked, all right.
Yeah.
On Monday, after 3 law enforcement officers were shot and killed while serving a warrant at a home in Charlotte.
That's so bad. Oh.
Investigators say the officers were part of a U.S. Marshals task force. They were first shot at as they approached the property. Police returned fire, shooting and killing a man in the front yard. The same one officers were there for, wanted for felony firearm possession.
We have confirmed that the individual that was set up, that we were serving the warrant on, was the individual who fired the initial shots.
Then, more gunfire from inside the home. A 3-hour standoff ensued.
Stepped outside my door, police were running by, and then ambulance started.
And think about this, man. If you're a neighbor of all this, like Jay, like if the guy next door to your house, and your house, the houses are pretty close proximity and Davis Island, and think about if there was a full blown. Like they may even make you have to. They may come get you and evacuate your home just for the stray bullet effect. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't look like they did, but yeah, you would hope they would.
Jay get on his jet ski, put the whole family on the jet skis. Let's get the hell out of it. Let's go by water.
We're out.
Let's go. You could go by water far more efficiently than by land.
Coming in, and they were just going everywhere.
4 Charlotte-Mecklenburg officers who responded were also shot while trying to rescue their wounded comrades. 1 currently hospitalized in critical condition. Another member of the task force also wounded during the shootout.
We heard about over 100 gunshots. It sounded like World War III.
Ultimately, a SWAT team arrived on scene, using an armored vehicle to crash into the home. Inside, a woman and a 17-year-old male were taken into custody. Police say a high-powered rifle was found inside that home. Law enforcement tonight grieving the lives that were lost.
Today's an absolute tragic day for the city of Charlotte and for the profession of law enforcement. Today we lost some heroes that are out to just simply trying to keep our community safe.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
You know, this is the degradation of our society when you see cops just being killed with reckless abandon. It happened in Grady Judd's community 2 days ago. It's happening, yesterday there. It's happening all over the place. There's a complete disregard for respecting the law and respecting police officers.
It completely starts with lack of parenting, and these parents, let these video games raise their kids. They prop them up in front of a video game instead of spending time with your kid, taking your kid to play ball, taking just doing various things with your kid. kid, it's much easier for you to, live life on your computer, maybe looking at porn, doing some stuff, and just let the internet raise your kid. Let your kid play Grand Theft Auto when he's 6 and kill games and all kinds like that, because that's what that's the Gen Z that we have now, been raised by their, maybe not even their real parents. Usually
raised by like a drag queen, right?
Well, raised by like grandma and grandpa, who you can completely pull you can do. I mean, the things you can get away with grandpa and grandma compared to mom and dad.
Grandpas are like 45 these days, though, Bubba.
Yeah, that's true.
But when we were kids, this would have never happened. And if it happened, it would have been a national catastrophe, and it would have been weeks and weeks in the media. This happens every day.
Every day. I mean, every day we got somebody that's killing somebody.
But cops especially.
Yeah, every day. And a lot of illegal activity, too.
For sure. What did Trump called it? Migrant crime. That's the new category of crime we have that you were talking about earlier. It's migrant crime.
We need an agency that does nothing but catch and release. Catch, take them to the border, and release.
You mean ICE?
Is that what ICE is supposed to do?
Yeah. That's what they did under the Trump administration.
Catch and release.
They had a few real simple policies.
The biggest deportation we need the biggest deportation in the history of our country, and those that are documented and are legal have jumped through the necessary legal hoops. You're welcomed. You're welcome to be here.
There's two executive actions that this president could take that he undid for the last president that would really curtail a lot of this, and that is remain in Mexico and eliminate catch and release. So under the last administration, if you were caught, they didn't release you in the United States. They made you remain in Mexico. They released, like you just said, they released them on the other side of the border waiting for your time if you have a court case or a legitimate way to get in the country. And the first day of this administration, they undid all of the executive actions. I think there was over 20 that he had overruled, which now that's why we have open borders.
I think for this first day he did that and stopped the building of that pipeline.
Yep, Keystone Pipeline.
That was almost complete. That was going to pipe in oil from Alaska to the largest refinery in southern Illinois and the largest refinery in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Yep, and they shut down Anwar.
It's like 80% built.
Yep. And then Anwar, there's a big public area in Alaska where there's so much fuel and so much natural energy, and he opened it up for the first time, and they shut that down. And then they allowed the Russian pipeline. He opened that up after that was shut down. So it was, we were energy independent. Our whole lives, we've always been like having to, suck the D of every country to get
suck the oil D
to get oil, and we were finally our first time in our lives.
We weren't sucking oil
energy
D.
independent. Do you ever remember a time since we were 15 years old? Never. And so that's what they undid. And
but we're so used to sucking the oil D, we had to go back to sucking the oil D.
I can't believe it.
Jay, thank you, my friend.
My pleasure.
Friday, we see you.
Yes, sir.
Good luck on your deposition today, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Lummy, I got something I got to show you real fast.
Yes, sir.
And then Seth, let's call it 20 after, maybe.
Oh, that works for me. Time to go get a smoothie. Thank you.
Go get your smoothie. When you come back, we'll do the show.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lumet,
co-host Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire of Council,
co-host J. Diaco Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council,
Brett, the Filthy Ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello. I'm back.